Okay, everybody, I'm calling this meeting to order.
Abby.
Let's see. I'm calling this meeting of the Nantucket Historic District Commission to order. It's Tuesday, August 7th at 4:33 p.m. Present at today's meeting are John McLaughlin, Stephen Welch, Diane Coombs, Abby Camp, and myself, Ray Cole. Ed, I'm going to say that, well, actually, there's two people in the audience. So if you are having a conversation with anyone not at the table, could it go out in the hall? That's one thing. And the other is if you plan on using a recording device of any kind, you should let us know in advance. Thank you very much. Can I have thank you. Diane has made a motion to approve tonight's agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Of her motion? Aye. Great. Is there any public comment at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. And let's see, we have 5 people at the table. So I don't believe anyone has a conflict. Is that true?
No, I don't see any.
I have a question.
No.
Yes, sir.
Is this Meg on Canada?
Number 3,
Part of the
Yes.
back part
38
is all
Wall
that
Street, says
they-
driveway.
front part.
33 Wall Street.
John,
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what kind of material are you using?
Shell.
You see the
Shell?
lake,
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
with
2
that?
elephants.
Okay. So,
I have a question on 17.
yes.
Uh,
No, 17?
17 Hummer Pond, number 3,
Oh,
or number
okay.
2.
Yeah.
John, is that approved due to lack of visibility, or?
Yeah, it's in the back of the house. I mean, the whole house screens it from Hummock Pond, and then you have a view from the graveyard, but there's a lot of planting that's proposed, evergreen screening along that side.
Oh, okay, so there's, okay, I was just
There's
curious.
a lot of evergreen already kind of in front of the house on the left-hand side if you're standing in front of the house, so there's a lot of plant screening that exists already.
Is that the house on the corner, 17 is on the corner of, is that on is it a corner house or no?
No, it's like directly across from, I guess you call it Hussey Farm Road, down by,
Okay, no, I was thinking it was
drive up.
closer up on the Somerset side on the corner.
No, it's like you have the graveyard here,
Yep,
and then you have,
yep, okay,
it's
that's
that
fine.
new big gambrel. It's
If it
new.
was just the house I was thinking about, I was thinking maybe, yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. This is in the back.
What
and
was
it's-
that?
I wanted to get a clarification of the location of 17 Hummer Pond. I had the wrong one in my mind.
So is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a motion to approve.
Thank you. All those in favor of Diane's motion?
Aye.
Aye.
And you're abstaining, right?
I'm saying,
Okay. Okay, four in favor, 1 abstention.
So great.
Consent with conditions. 2 items on there. We don't have to, no one has to recuse from that. Any questions?
Motion to approve is submitted.
Thank you. All those in favor of Steve's motion? Aye.
Aye.
I submitted with consent.
And another abstention, right, John? Just to make sure.
what number was that?
That was the 2 items on consent with conditions.
Condition, okay,
Okay.
I'm reading the bottom line, yeah.
Yeah. And you're abstaining from that, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So that's 4 in favor, 1 abstention. Any information we have on the signs?
They did not have a quorum again this morning, so I'm not sure.
Well, then we should,
Hold for
hold
representation.
that.
yeah,
I think
hold for the sign advisory to
Right,
review.
because I think the Historical Society was held the last time.
Yeah.
They hadn't finished.
Kevin's not gonna be there?
No. They didn't have a forum.
So we
We're gonna hold
make a
it.
motion to hold 1 and 2 of signs.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we're on to old business. Mr. Lemberg, you don't have to wait very long. Here you are.
This is gonna go quick, hopefully.
I think so.
You can sit up there, Ed.
And I don't think the streaming.
In the hot seat.
We're not streaming?
I don't think so.
We're done with that already?
They're switching over, but they were gonna stream a select board meeting earlier today and it didn't go on, so I don't think we're streaming now.
Okay. That could result in a lot of people missing out.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually the last meeting that
John,
Taking
can
care of
you,
it.
remind us of the board.
Application has been held without discussion
Oh,
for
okay,
a
so
number
we're all
of
on.
meetings.
Okay. Trotter's Lane.
You can see that?
Well, you gotta break it down to 1/4 inch. Make my
And this
tears
is the
roll.
property behind Sally Bell's
I've got
house,
some handkerchiefs.
do you know?
It's butts Weagle's Coffin property there, and it's right across the street from Ed Lumley's, by the way. The seafood, Susan
Sales?
Seafood.
Yeah,
It's like diagonal across the
Sousa.
street from Susan.
I mean,
Okay.
The lot's been cleared.
So
And
it
this
should be like this.
plans, this is new kid in the block to my house.
the Dreamline module.
Oh, that reminds me, I gotta turn mine on too.
Shove it.
Is that what you said?
Not about this application. Joe's not holding any
Right,
this
this is-
tonight.
This is this one.
Would anyone care to start on this one?
I'll start. I'll give it a
Good.
stab.
Okay.
I really like it. I was just, but no, I'm just saying that maybe, these windows in the second floor, there seem to be sort of, there's a lot of room around them. I wonder if they couldn't get a little more concise, so they're not.
One window, right?
You know, one of the things that might be hurting this drawing is that this space around it is indicated in white, where the roof is sort of got a texture. So it's sort of.
Well, but this is a, that's a wall.
That would be shingled, yeah. Right? Yeah. So, and then on the back, on the dormers on the back, I wonder if you could put in some more windows. But again,
It's
it
a-
looks
it's a
like
fireplace.
there's a lot of space around the,
Well, okay.
you know, I wonder if it couldn't be sort of pulled in.
I have two possible solutions to that.
Good.
But
But
was that,
and then
was that
other,
the thought?
but other than that, I think it's very design.
Unmold the windows in the rear dormer, is that what you suggested?
No, I'm saying that maybe you could use some more and then make, I mean, it seems,
It is skimpy, literally.
yeah, I mean, I would sort of maybe put another, I don't know what your
It needs to be-
construction is behind there, but I would add some more windows and sort of
Find out.
pull it together.
Okay, thank you. Diane?
I think it definitely needs the windows on the second floor front. North elevation definitely
Second floor
needs
front.
to be separated. You don't want to
Oh.
put three
That's the
malls together. They need to be pushed apart so you don't have so much blank space on the outside. The same with the rear elevation south. You should have, if you're going to have a shed dormer that large, then you should have windows in proportion to what you got on the first floor. And on your east elevation, why have you only got one window on the whole thing? I would like to see
Okay.
a little more windows, fenestration would be the word. I think that it's good, it just, it's very simple and very plain, but I think that the windows would add some good things about it. This is the dining room, living room, this must be the first floor. What's going to be up on the second floor, Ed?
That's 2 bedrooms in the back.
Well, you won't lose, as far as I can see, you won't lose any space putting some more windows in, okay? would be my suggestion.
Thank you, Diane. Stephen?
Okay, so Ed, unless I'm reading this wrong, I'm concerned about the south elevation facing Trotters versus the north. So really the back of the house is facing Trotters. And the concern is not so much the back of the house, it's just that the dormer, I think you're gonna see primarily the dormer on this house when you landscape it. And it's, I think it'll be, as opposed to the north, what you're showing is the north, I think the south would be kind of overpowering. If I'm reading this right. Yeah,
What's overpowering?
pardon me?
What's overpowering?
Well, the dormer, the rear dormer relative to that being the front of the house, when you're viewing it from the street.
Is that,
Is that true, Ed? Is the...
I'm a little confused myself here.
Yeah,
I thought
so
that this
I
was- maybe it's the orientation, maybe it's backwards.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Because...
I was a little naive when through this plan, I believe.
So here's a site plan. I assume that the front of the house was facing Trotter's Lane.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it's
with the front door?
it isn't a drawing error, it's just the orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to figure out.
So see,
is if it
because
is-
Stephen's correct that north on this sheet is up here, south is here. So this is the one that's labeled as front, which
Yeah.
faces Trotter's, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah, so that should be south, everybody. All right,
Okay.
Somebody,
good, thanks for picking that up, Steve.
Somebody screwed you up here. Somebody wrote
Yeah.
that.
Somebody
Who
screwed
it
you up.
was.
Yeah,
You know, and then rear is going to be north.
And then flip-flop your,
And then, let's see,
Can you see the north, the first floor on the north elevation from anywhere, like neighbors or roads
well,
or anything?
neighbors are not our purview.
well, Trotters is right there.
So that's Fairgrounds Restaurant right there. And then he's got 2 lots in between him and, this is also a so-called rear lot subdivision,
You-
where this
you right with that?
parcel,
Pardon me?
You're, as an applicant, well, they're talking, you're all right with switching that?
Yes. yes,
Okay, I
absolutely,
just-
Yeah, it's just,
you mean the cardinal
I just want
point?
to make sure what I was looking at.
This house is going
I
here.
don't know if it's relevant or not, but
And-
this company did a couple houses
North
on,
Elm, you know, they're gonna build
the
another
house, the
house here.
street that, Newtown
So we're
Road.
just talking about this
And I kind
third.
of
We're
said,
only
this is,
talking
you know,
about
pretty,
that
neat, you know, they look pretty nice, and so I kind of try to copy what they did. I mean, the same company, there was
Yeah, yeah.
a little tweaking of the plan, but one gable now, that I look at is really, you know, certainly needs more windows. That one
Yeah, yeah,
line.
yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So then my other comments support the other comments that were made. And then I have one other question, which is, so, that'll be north, so that is your west. So your west elevation now is going to be toward your driveway.
That's correct, yeah.
And I don't know if, I guess it really doesn't support it. I didn't know if you were gonna put maybe put a door on that side to get in and out. But I guess you got one on the back, so it doesn't matter.
You know, this fireplace I'm bringing up is, someone had just done with a cantilever, a little shed, little bump out on the gable end,
Yeah.
and,
On
you know,
the second floor?
no, the first floor.
It's,
So how do you treat that?
is it vent-free?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
It's a vent-free unit?
Yeah,
It just
I've
looks
seen
like
that
a-
before.
Yeah, a little
I
cat-
mean, there's one, I mean, it's just,
It's not brick, it's not masonry?
no, no, no.
It's a metal firebox.
Oh,
You don't see it from the outside.
What, on the west
You see a bump out,
elevation?
Looks like maybe they would have been.
Yeah, well, but now whether
Yeah.
that's the, let's see,
it's probably
that's
east.
north, then that makes that east.
Yeah.
East
So-
is the one with only one window, at least that's what mine says.
Well, so Diane, all these cardinal points are wrong. So the one that reads left, the one with one window, is west,
Okay,
okay?
yeah.
The other gable end, of course, is east. The one that has the French doors or the sliding door on it is north.
Is north and the other one, and the front
is south,
door is
okay?
south.
Can I ask a question of Steve?
Yeah,
When you were talking about the overpowering dormer,
it's now on the rear of the building on the
Okay.
north.
so that's the rear
Yeah.
Yeah, it would,
Is it still a concern because it's on?
no, it would only would have been if it was facing the street, I thought, because of the proximity to the street. That's
The
the
only
only
other
concern with that.
question I had about it was more windows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Me too.
And
So the
Abby
point-
felt the same way.
And
Sorry, let's see. Stephen, were you finished?
Good, thank you.
Okay, John, it's to you, sir.
Yes, I have a question on the south elevation.
This is no,
What is this here?
So everything gets reversed.
right.
That's the
that's
fireplace.
the chimney.
This is this little projection, I don't know, it's like 4
Right,
feet.
but it is not grounded.
That's true.
So just
It has
put a
to be
little
rounded.
foundation or, what do you call that stuff? Dura-rock or
Is there
something.
around there? Yeah. It sort of, I guess it just hangs, is that how it's projected, shown right there?
Yeah,
That's the way it's shown without a foundation under
yeah,
it.
anything with a bay unit has to be grounded.
Okay?
The other question, this must be it, you know?
That's it.
Yeah.
Right, the other question. What are you gonna use for material in the driveway?
Shells.
Huh?
Co-op shells.
Stone?
Co-op
Shell.
Co-op
Shell.
or sea
Shells,
shells.
shells.
The sea clamp shells,
Yeah.
Maybe scallops.
Phillips?
I find that the cohog shells almost cut your tires.
They do.
I know, or your bicycle.
Flat tire on this big fancy car, well, it's an old
Yeah, they
Wow.
make terrible projections.
But scallop shells, I think they're non-existent.
Well, you can get them at the dump. Sometimes you
They're
do.
all out at the dump now.
Shell is driveway.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they're going, they go.
In theory, they look really nice, admittedly.
And
Yeah.
it's so thin that when you drive a car over, you crush up into like dust. Anyway, that was it for you, John?
No, my other request, when you bring in any more, make them 1/4 inch, because if you
Yeah,
get
I-
above a 1/4 inch,
Yeah,
and it'd be very confusing.
I apologize for this.
Yeah.
This is a new guy, and I didn't pay a lot of attention to, which I should have. I'm sort of sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Fire immediately. So Ed, I think one possible solution, so there's been discussion about breaking up those windows. This space right here, you can handle in one of a couple of ways. You could basically make those windows a little bit taller,
Okay.
right? You can set those dormers back. Is this really, is it a modular?
It is.
Okay, so if they can do that, that's great. Set the dormer back, and then you've got more roof in front of that. That's another possibility. Other than that, I've got nothing to add. So we want to hold this for some minor revisions?
Can I ask a general question to the
Yeah,
board?
yeah.
So this, on the north rear elevation, he's got this,
Sliding door.
these sliding doors, and they've got a lot of panes in them. I wouldn't mind if it was just, you know, two sliding doors, no panes. What do you guys think? I just think it looks so busy, and I understand why he needs it, because but,
Instead of a 20 light?
yeah,
She's talking about
that it would just be a regular sliding door.
with no legs.
It might be nice
Well,
for
that's
you
funny,
too.
too, you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be definitely a lack of visibility, I don't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I
Because I
agree.
think that would be nice for you too, because that's a lot of pain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Does anybody disagree?
A little bit easier to clean, too.
Because there's a lack
a
of
really good
visibility
point.
issue there.
Okay, now
Okay,
we're out of
all right,
per-
so
Full for revisions.
there we go. Thank you. All those in favor of Abby's motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
See you around.
Listen, there's another one.
Oh, no problem. So, are you here by any chance for 35 Tennessee? You are? Oh, okay. Lucky you. You're next.
Come on up.
Lucky us, actually.
Yeah.
There's nobody else in the room, and I've got this feeling that we're going to drag out your application just so that other people show up.
Why, how come people aren't at this meeting?
Because Tuesday's going to be a bear next week. Well,
Hot,
none of
stuffy
these
day,
get
you know, they just
done
want to be
today.
outside.
Yeah,
Or
well,
would
you
we
know,
do
Probably
Thursday?
outside, running around.
did you say that Val
They're
wasn't showing
looking
up
for
for
the
a few
live
hours?
stream.
The last I understood, she was going to be a couple hours late getting in. for,
Okay.
because she's
Not
coming
streaming,
back.
so they
for-
Yeah,
probably think
because
the
I
meeting
mean,
is-
she represents 25% of this
Not
agenda.
streaming, so they probably think that. the
Then she's
meeting-
planning on
She'll
coming
be here.
back.
She'll be here.
Because she would have texted me if she
Okay.
couldn't make it.
So, hello.
Hi,
Welcome.
Can you give your name for the record?
Deborah DeMello.
Thank you.
Pardon your name?
Deborah DeMello,
How do you spell your last name?
DeMello.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have drawings?
And I have put together some other drawings.
No,
Good.
so for.
Let me do a few housekeeping things.
It was held.
It was held,
Discussion.
okay,
Yep.
all right, so everybody's on this, that's number one. Number two is, we do have Nantucket Advisory Board comments, which I will read. Incomplete application, no pitches, that's means roof pitches, which you can describe. No window type detail, no trim detail, need drawings hard line. No comment yet on 2 dormers without complete application, age of structure. As-builts have to be in building HTC files.
This isn't as-built though.
No, I think as-built means existing conditions drawings is what I think that meant. Do you know how old the house is?
No,
Maybe we can,
like that
maybe we
honesty.
can sort of guess. Let's take a look.
Yeah,
Some parts
1940, let's
some
say,
parts are older than others.
Well, but none of it is like 18th century or 19th century.
I'd say 1942.
Yeah, I mean, the big
Somewhere
picture
up.
unit, et cetera.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've read Nantucket Advisory, and now you can tell us what you have to tell us.
We'd like to put 2 dormers in,
Mhm.
and I have put together some more pictures, maybe get a better idea.
Okay? Oh, it looks like you took a piece of strapping and put it up on the roof there.
Yeah, so that we could take pictures and it'd be better to,
More accurate.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, so here are a few things that we would need to know. It actually is helpful seeing the strapping up there. We would need to know what the window that you are proposing to put in there looks like.
You're gonna match the rest of the house.
Well, which one? And I'm gonna point in a direction, like, that space right there looks to be just about enough space to fit a window of like that size.
Yeah, the dormers, he says, are going to be somewhere between 4 and 5 feet wide.
Wide?
Yeah,
Okay. Who's the he in this case?
Antone.
Okay, got it.
And the roof pitch, somewhere between a 4 and 5.
All right, now let me say, the dormer pitch.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Now, that to me does not look like it's even 4 feet wide. I think that dormer is probably, 3 feet wide tops.
it says 48.
Let's see.
And do these dormers go up to the ridge, or are they,
Looks like it's just short.
Well, it looks like it comes shy.
except that back one that
Yeah.
done in
I'm
red?
not
that's-
sure if that's exact, to be honest with you,
Which,
the strapping part, but
We need to have
he didn't
some,
want it to get too close to the other valley.
okay, well, that's a practical consideration. And what the HDC likes to see, and apparently he knows this because he dimensioned, from the gable end here to this dormer should be 3 feet. And he's dimensioned it as such. So we'd like to see the window in place there.
Okay.
Have you checked the HCC file or the building department to see if they have existing conditions drawings of this building?
We got approved to change the window, well, to replace the windows.
Yeah.
From us?
Yeah, we haven't done it
Did
yet.
they did drawings accompany that?
Yeah.
Well, they did.
Yeah,
So drawings exist.
yeah,
So what you can do is, rather than just sketch this on the rooftop, if we have drawings, then we can tell if it's 4 feet wide or 5 feet wide, or if it's 3 feet away, and how much space you have for a window. You know
what
what I mean?
size window?
Window,
Yeah.
they
What
got
size window?
all mixture of windows, they got
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
6x6.
Because those drawings will be scaled, so you'd be able to use a scale or ruler and measure off and draw it in 2 dimensions from each of the 4 sides of the building. Can
sure.
I mean,
go
just
for
as,
it.
based on what you've submitted, I don't see anything inappropriate.
Correct.
If it's roughly the same proportion, so I think it's important for you to have feedback from us if we can give it. But I do think, we need to get some drawings that are, mark up the scale drawings.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is helpful, but it's not enough to get an approval, I don't think.
Yeah, you're just one step away from
Yeah.
getting an approval. Just, we need some
So-
drawings.
John?
Yes. No, the drawings are very inappropriate. There's no dimensions to it, there's no roof pitch, there's no dimensions in the side here that's required. You might go back to Mr. Head, he can explain the whole situation, how it has to be submitted.
Okay.
This does not meet the requirements of this
Not
board.
only that, but he'll get the old
Save
drawings.
that, you know?
Well, you know what I'm
Checklist.
thinking, I don't know if we have
Just a
something
moment,
that's
ma'am,
drawn
please,
to
ma'am.
scale.
Ma'am.
I don't,
Ma'am, will you let me finish, please?
oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Okay. You have to have a 3-foot setback, okay?
Okay,
From here over, all right? That's one of the requirements. The other is the roof pitch up here. Same on this one, roof pitch and 3-foot setback. And there has to be a scale drawing, 1/4 inch minimum. Instead of, we can't take pictures, they only show us what's existing. And I'll say that. I'll wait, I'll make a motion to redesign and resubmit.
Yeah, we'll get the proper
Revision.
information. Yeah.
Just, may I comment, the target minimum on those roof pitches is a 4. So up 4 inches for every 12 over. So if you're working with someone or you're drawing, you're looking up how to do it, just write down roof pitch minimum 412,
okay.
because it'll save you time in the tail end. And then the other thing is, John can provide you, John Hudden can provide you a checklist. And not everything on the checklist is applicable, but he'll walk you through it.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, so John has made a motion to hold for some proper drawings. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
All right, now here
Oh,
comes,
you,
what?
do you want that back? Or do you want to put
Well,
that in?
File.
We'll put it in the file. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I'm not the file clerk here.
All right. Now we're gonna have sort of a run here, unfortunately, because nobody.
You can take me?
Well, yes, I'm aware of that, dear.
Well, you just
But
jump down in case somebody of these people show up.
sorry, what was that, Terry?
Oh,
Oh, actually, okay, so
Yeah,
Nancy,
just sort of
just in time.
Take the people who are here and move them up.
Yeah. Okay, so
Oh, should we make a motion to do that?
yes, but hang on.
Okay, okay.
Okay, there's 2 people in the room right now. There's nobody here for 3 North Beach Street, correct? Right?
Right.
There's nobody here for 5 Beaver, correct? Right?
Right.
There's nobody here for 10 West Sankaty, correct?
correct.
Okay, so I would like a motion to hold all of those for representation if somebody's willing to do that for me.
So
I
moved.
would,
So
can
moved.
we not look at Frankel's, it's a color change?
Frankel?
We've been, whatever his name is. Yeah,
5 Beaver,
Frankel.
number 4.
5 Beaver Street.
Color change?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
I mean,
It's been around for 100 years.
all right,
We-
but
So motion to hold number 3 for number 3 North Beach Street for representation.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now let's hear Frankel.
Oh, who?
Frankel is 5 Beaver, it's a color change.
Frank Frankel.
It should be
Frankel.
a yes or a no
Frankel.
deal. Again, this has been held, right, John?
Yes.
So we have full board?
Right.
Oop, needs an as-built fee. This is HSAB comments, okay? See photo. Unless photoshopped, he seems to be painting it red already. Not sure this is appropriate, especially with blue front door. We would like historic info on this. It says it's 1839 on engineering. I don't know what engineering means. And also streetscape colors, what is in neighborhood? There were two people sitting on that, Jason and Angus, okay? So it's not a quorum, but those are their comments. Ah, there you are.
One of them happens to be here.
Yeah, everybody's starting to show up, thank God. Okay, so this is,
Oxford.
oh, wow. Like, wow.
You know,
I
This
just
is-
got one of
Paint it what color?
What?
Just the,
the yellow to red.
yes.
Oh, yeah, that's an exo.
Here.
that looks like brand new.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's up on a ladder.
And this is a period house.
A picture that showed it before it was painted.
Say that again?
It seems like they would have picked a picture before it was painted.
Well,
instead of
it's-
halfway.
Maybe they're unaware of
They're
the...
actually painting it in this picture. They're on a ladder and a
No,
brush.
no, they're just doing a very large sample for us.
Yes.
Oh,
So, Mr. Chairman, I had
Yes.
received a call that work was being performed.
They
So
want to
I
paint it
went
this
down
color.
there. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
my picture or one that was sent in to me.
Well, I mean, the guy's up on a ladder with a paint can. So, look, should we take up, first of all, let me hear from everyone, but we do have HSAB comments that basically say to check out the neighborhood and, boy, like, are there any houses anywhere that are like, oh, I guess red clapboard would be like Sylvia's building at the bottom of Main Street.
Yeah,
That's one. I mean, I can't think of too many, honestly.
No, there are very few, and Beaver Street is not that colorful if you,
yeah, I think
If
it's
you
out of context a little bit.
look at
I'd
it.
like to.
So what do we want to do with this one?
it's,
I'll tell you.
does he want this? Is he really
I
painting
know.
in this color?
It's painted that
No,
Yes,
yeah,
Yeah.
Tristram's Red is what he is proposing painting it to. Okay, so I'm not getting I'm not getting a favorable vibe. from
And I have
that
another
board.
comment,
Yes,
please.
please.
I have some concerns, you know, Matt's pretty particular about detailing conditions.
Matt McCurdy.
Yeah, this was a Emeritus back in 2013 approval. This front door to me looks like, number one, it's not the same side lights and frontis than as was submitted and there was no change approved from what was submitted. But it also, and I know this isn't a very clear picture, but if I'm looking at this, this looks to me like a new set of Anderson side lights. So I almost would like to view this.
All right, so,
Because if they're doing work there, I'm just curious what other work might not have been done properly. It's just my, you know, opinion at least. but,
yeah, okay. I like that opinion. John, what do you have to say?
Highness, I would like to have Mr. Hedden work with town council and issue a cease and desist before they go too far. That thing be all painted by tomorrow noontime.
It's already all painted like that, and I sent a
It's all
It's all painted, and I sent a violation
It's all
letter.
done?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why the
The whole
application
front
came
or
in.
just
All right.
the upper part of it?
The entire thing's painted now. That was while
The
it was
whole
in the
thing is
process.
painted that dark red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen,
No,
it.
we'll
I've
find
seen a
you.
lot of
Yeah.
houses, I've never seen
I
one.
didn't impose a fine, I did a violation notice, so they'd submit an application, to turn in an application.
Oh, okay, so do we have to wait for that
I'm sorry,
to take
the
place?
violation would start even at $300 a day, shots a day, we filed an application.
Right, right.
Okay. I think these things happen, and they shouldn't be happening. And it's just the owner's fault or the contractor.
No, it's the owner, it's
contractor
pretty
doesn't
difficult
pay.
all along, if you remember.
Yeah.
Could we also do a view on this? I mean, I
We're
think
listening.
this is such a strong
What did I
color.
You said that it's happening and it shouldn't be happening, and we need to do something about it, and Abby registered that, and she said, let's do a view.
Okay, so it sounds like a few things. One, we've already issued the violation, okay?
I spoke to, or I emailed Mr. Frankel today, and he wasn't gonna be able to make the meeting, but
I agree
I
with
wouldn't
you.
come.
Right, okay, but, so we're not approving the color, but we are going to view it. Anything else?
No. It's,
Checking out the,
Excuse me, John, was he just painting the front or the whole side?
No, just the front.
the front.
We're gonna look and see if that's, looks like
yeah, I think
original
it's
equipment.
just
or not.
clapboard on the front,
This looks like a
right?
new
Yeah,
door
it's
they
on
don't have
clapboard.
approval for.
I looked at it.
Can I have a motion?
Motion to hold for a view. And I still
Motion
just
to
do a
hold.
view first.
maybe we have some of the old drawings that say what kind of front door it was, what the age of the building is. I have a feeling that 5 Beaver is old.
Yep,
Oh.
1839.
Okay, so then, let's see, you made a motion.
for a view and more historic information.
Right.
Why do
Yes.
I keep thinking fire?
Before the,
Because you're so mad, anger, and the fire is coming out of your head.
can we get the historic
Some house
information before the
burned down
view?
there on Beaver Street. Was this the house?
I don't.
Can we request, because I'd like to just, maybe, that might be relevant to the door.
I have to ask Diane. She knows who owns it.
Historic, well, if
think
we
it's not
ask for the
relevant? I'm
history,
not worried about
wouldn't
I'm,
that?
no, I'm not
Yeah, they
thinking
would
that,
have
Steve.
to
I'm just thinking
show
how
in the
that,
history.
how
We'll know
that would
then.
happen. If this is gonna be, well, this is next old business, so it's 2 weeks hence.
Yeah, I'm not particularly in a rush to, you know what I
At
mean? Like,
$300 a day, that's good.
kinda. No, I'm not suggesting we hold them off and fine them or something by the day. That's all I'm suggesting.
Okay.
That's what we do, is find them by the
Doesn't
day.
matter. We can get
$300 a day.
John, if they do happen to provide the historic information and by the filing deadline, could you let Steve know?
Yes.
So he can review it, because he doesn't want to look at the building until he has the historic information in hand.
In particular, that front door.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I can
It
pull
does
that up.
So it will come in at some, obviously, at some point before the
Yeah.
next meeting.
May I ask, through you, Mr. Chair, John, were you able, did you actually go down and look at it, or you were working from the picture? If you didn't, you didn't, no big deal. I'm
I
just
drove
curious.
by, I took a picture, I just took a
Okay.
picture, I was focused on the coloring.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't focused on the
Yeah.
color, but.
I figured I'd ask.
Okay, so the motion is for a view and for historic information. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving right along, were we gonna bypass 10 Sankaty, West Sankaty Road?
Yeah.
And we're second and pass over?
Well, I'm asking.
Okay.
So motion to hold
Representation?
510 West Sankaty for representation.
Very good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so Nancy is here, and I need to recuse from this Golfview one.
What?
And I'll be, it's just a shed at Golfview. I'm helping those people out with some stuff on the house. Hello, Nancy.
Oh, there.
Diane will be
Yep.
your chairman this evening.
Yep, this is
Your
Coons,
chairperson.
Camp, and Welch.
Thank you.
Hey, you're gonna have to call on me today.
Aye, hey, do I really have to do that, you know?
Welsh is great.
All right, what would you like us to know, Miss Nancy?
Well,
It's
they
these three.
requested a site plan
Gold Star
and
Drive?
having
Yeah.
it, placed properly on the site plan. And so that is attached.
Thank you.
And then, basically, the house, this would be the house. It is surrounded by very heavy foliage. This is from the road. This is the side over here, which would be the side where the shed would ride. And this house, they really had originally, we put this in before, came in to put it on the side. They realized after they got here, and it wasn't the middle of the winter, and they were bringing it into home, that the side is virtually the sideline, and it was not going to work there. So when the shed became delivered, it was put in this one place in the front. There are numerous sheds in the front on Gulfview. I think part of it is that these houses have been put further back on the lots, so people have put sheds in the front. And some of them are fairly good sized sheds. These are all
Well,
sheds
actually,
designed
you
here.
can see them better from the back because the golf course is there. So there's no big heavy planting between the back of the house and the back property.
Right. So basically, when it's all said and done, this is what the property looks like at the moment. And you can only really, this picture was taken standing in the driveway. You do not see the shed. This picture was taken from the right-hand corner of the driveway looking across the lawn.
Is it an as-built then? It's already there?
It's unfortunately got to be an as-built, I guess. And,
Is there a permit open on it?
there is a building permit, yes.
Open or, yeah, if it's
Yeah,
open, then we haven't been
yeah.
doing it as an as-built because it's got an open permit.
What happened is when it was delivered, they just did not have, it wouldn't go where they wanted it. So we were kind of in a position to make a new decision.
And Nancy, just may I ask a point of information, just want to confirm, the double doors face east, which is the driveway.
That is correct.
So if you see anything, you're going to be looking at what looks like a garage.
And they're looking to make it, they put some lattice on, although the nail is not working too well since it got kind of like.
This is a picture.
They're going to, I'm sure,
Right.
dress it up. to
My
make it
boy
work.
lives right there.
But I think it resembles the house in
Mm-hmm.
keeping the style, and
I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I was going to ditto what you just said.
Ditto, ditto.
Ditto, ditto.
Ditty,
I
ditty.
think Gulfview is formal enough that it's not
yeah, that's,
Due to lack of visibility.
Lack of
Yeah, right.
visibility.
Yes, that's the motion.
walk your dog with blinders on.
Or limited
outside.
visibility.
Limited.
Yes. All right, so we have a motion, everybody has said aye.
Aye.
Very good.
How about Dartmouth? Do we have a board on that one?
Andrew is approaching, so I didn't expect we would be so quick today.
Andrew is
Andrew Grohl.
Are we streaming?
approaching.
Well, he was coming to be here for this one, but we can move on and see.
Nance, were you checking the video or are we streaming?
Do you want us to come back to you? Because Angus is next. Lisa is after that.
So, motion to hold
Are you okay with that, Nancy?
to Dartmouth for representation,
All right, we'll
additional
come back. We'll
representation.
come back to it,
That's
okay?
right. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor of
I
Steve's motion?
appreciate the
Aye.
going.
Okay, so Angus, you're up, friend. Oh, I loved this documentation.
Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that
I
too.
loved this.
Yeah, it's so concise.
18 pages, not so concise.
Yes.
I want to show you.
Welcome back.
Did everyone get to, what's our board, John?
Cole, Coombs, McLaughlin, Camp, and Welch.
Everybody.
Up at the plate now.
Okay. Does everyone remember this issue?
Yes. Sorry.
The front door is stove pipe first.
Okay.
Let's do the stovepipe.
So, you
Oh,
may
that's
have
right.
gotten to see this online, but they're,
So you can actually get these things?
yeah.
Good, because I've got one in mind.
I'm gonna get one.
They're
I
really
don't know what I'm
groovy.
gonna do with it.
Okay, so, you may all recall that Angus was doing rather minimal, work to the existing building. What was the name of the building? It had a really great.
Flat top.
Flat top, yeah. And then the only thing that seemed to have been a sticking point was whether we would go for a stovepipe for the chimney or some kind of deal.
Or
So
brick or
he had Matthew do some research into these stovepipes, and apparently they had found. Anything else you want to say?
Just that they were typical of that period, and especially that type of vernacular. They were used for houses, warehouses, all kinds of things. But it was basically between the late 18th century and early 19th and mid 19th century. It was rather late 19th century, early 20th century. It was ubiquitous. It was.
Do you have one in mind?
Higher than what it is.
One of these models?
Say something was interesting.
That's number 4 from left to right.
Actually, this is pretty similar to what's on the back there now, and that's actually on the summer house, the front of the summer house. They kind of disappear in such a way. I mean, you really
This
don't
doesn't
notice
look
them.
old.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, the base is a little bit
Well,
different
whatever's
from
been,
that, but-
that's not from the 1920s.
Well, no, but I mean, something along those lines that's going to have some kind of cap on the top. Not as elaborate as some of the things on the cover there, but
But so we're not getting one of these old ones.
I
no,
think the old ones are fun. Can you get them still?
I don't know.
Well, I thought you just said that. you
Well,
could.
I mean, I think you can have anything fabricated.
Yes.
I don't know what is stock out there.
So I want to make sure. So I'm going to give it to you, John. This, oh, there it is. It tells you where it is. Okay, comments. Abby,
Well,
go.
it was such a great presentation. I have full trust in you. And if you say you want to put one of these on that, I am so with you, and you can choose your own pipe stack. Whatever you
Okay,
choose.
so that's,
That's the
Okay.
closest thing, yes.
We're just
Diane.
talking about the
I
chimney
think
now.
that
Oh, I'm sorry, Diane, hold on. No, actually, we're talking about everything, but I thought maybe incorrectly that we had ironed out all the other issues.
I thought we had,
I'm,
but
I'm,
anyway.
I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, all right.
The front door was the only.
Yeah, but I'm
Oh,
over
right,
that.
and this,
You
you're
don't
gonna
need-
show us this
From
was a
the
modern
50s or
door.
something?
Oh, yeah, it's a Brosco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
It's
this.
probably from the 80s
It's-
or 90s, but Rob Benchley
Total
actually was the
garbage.
last person to sort of rework it because it was blowing apart. And
Yeah.
evidently, it's not only it's a crappy door because
Yeah.
there's a veneer that covers wood on it that was
All right.
peeling off. So
Yeah,
it's,
no, we
All right.
thought it was an
Okay.
old triangle door from Scotland.
The
Diane,
chimney. I think that the metal chimney in this case is correct, because if the house goes back to that, it had them on, it shows us all sorts of information for the years of 1911 roundabout, and there are many tin chimneys there. It's not something he's putting up because he needs it, it's something that is inherent with the house. So I have no problem with whatever he wants to pick. I think it goes with the house in this particular case,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't have a problem with it.
yeah, I agree with you.
thank you. Stephen,
Okay, so tell Matt hello. We appreciate his good work. He's getting very clever, though. I noticed he didn't say before 1920. He said sometime after 1920, which is pretty much 1921 to the present. I'm not suggesting anything untoward. I just want to point that out.
Even the wharf rats
so-
have the metal.
So my only concern, I have two concerns. One is that what's out there now is about 3 inches in diameter. So if we were to mimic this, and then I don't have a concern based on the information that's been provided, which I think is very helpful, but I would like to see something that's more period correct and versus something that's going to be up there like this and then have like a chicken wire or a rat wire that's visible.
right.
It's a neat little building, has a lot of character. Some of the pictures showed some stovepipe caps that had a little bit of character. I have complete trust in your work, Angus, the brief time I've been here, what you've turned in. However, I don't know your client from Adam, and ultimately the client is one making the
They're
decision.
over there.
Okay. So
Is your name Adam?
From Adam. So my concern would be just, I would like to specify something as the top so that we
Oh.
have it resolved. Because what's gonna happen is folks are gonna be coming in and saying, hey, look, they put this in there, we'd like to have one. Which historically correct, I don't have a problem with, but I would prefer that it be something that is historically more accurate than something you're gonna go buy from Home Depot or
Right.
Shepley
Okay.
Special Order Marine.
That's the goal.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's my, those are, yeah,
You
just
can
my
submit
comments.
something.
And that's why I picked number 4. But I'm not married to number 4, but
It's cute.
even number 5, I think.
And Abby likes that one.
I thought number 1 was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's dynamite. Okay, thank you, Stephen. John?
Yeah, Mr. Haddon, does the application show the signs, the size that they want
Of
on this existing?
the stovepipe?
It's about
Yeah,
12
must have-
The
inches,
size?
maybe
You
14.
mean the height or the diameter?
I think it's 14 inches.
I think I was showing it 8 or 9 inches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off. It's 10.
Whatever we
No,
can.
I don't have a dimension on that.
Aren't we going to, would you submit what,
Sure, when we
Picture
get to
what-
that stage, I
yeah.
can bring something
Okay,
in,
so we can
as long
get
as we know that that's what we're
details.
planning for, a pipe.
Before I was interrupted again,
Yeah.
all right? We should have the measurements of what's existing before we do anything, before we make a decision, unless it says to match the size of what is existing. Now, you gotta get that information first. You gotta have-
Okay.
You're speaking as
But-
a member of the public?
Huh?
You're speaking as a member of the public?
Yeah,
Just curious.
and
He is on.
that's,
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, he's on.
Oh, he is?
stovepipe, in my opinion, is
My
a-
apology.
yes, yes.
Continue, John.
Oh, he might wanna say something before me.
No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
he was
Sorry.
apologizing to you.
I was apologizing to you.
Go.
On camera.
Okay, so what you would like to see is you would like to have Angus document the existing one, the size.
Yeah, the size, and I would say the one on the far right for the 5. Just more finishing with a cap on it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, so there's, that's John's one.
Thank you.
All right, so if I could sum up here, all of the rest of your modifications are acceptable, okay? The stovepipe is also acceptable. We'll just need to have a little bit more information on the cap, the diameter, that sort of thing, okay? But it sounds like you have unanimous support for the stovepipe concept.
Okay, well, just so that we can go ahead with the process of getting the building permit.
Yeah.
Without finding the specific thing and ordering it. Is it possible to get an approval with some condition of,
Yeah.
before we
Yes.
put the stove
Yes.
pipe in?
That's
coming
what I
back
was
with the
alluding
details
to.
of it, Yeah.
Yeah.
That we could approve the stovepipe in principle, and then you would come back and tell us the diameter, the height, and the cap detail. Okay? Does that sound fair to everybody?
I don't think we should be holding them up if we don't need to be.
All right, so can I have a motion from somebody that sort of sums that up?
So moved.
Thank you. Well, sums it up very well. Thank you. All those in favor of Diane's motion?
What race?
Aye.
Aye.
What race is it?
Okay.
Diane?
Yeah, that was the motion.
You can read it in the minutes.
No, I want to know if John's in favor.
No, I'm teasing him.
Okay, so John, he's approved, but he's going to get us the diameter of the stovepipe and the cap detail before he installs it.
And
Okay?
the material that it's made out of?
And the material, sure. Okay? All set? All right, thank you. And now the next application, I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you folks again. So Lisa, your chairman for this application will be done.
36 orange.
I don't feel talking to parking area, talk about the street.
No, I park in my parking area.
What about next we see it up front?
Sometimes, yeah, maybe.
There's 2 of them, we get one
Mine's blue, the other one's yellow.
neighbor.
Neighbor, Darling Street. She doesn't have any parking. John, did Tammy bring in the revised drawings?
Yes,
Yeah.
yep.
We only have 3 members.
I'm on
Oh,
this.
this
You're
is,
on, yeah, I don't think John had left.
This is Coombs, Camp, and Welch.
right, it's us three. The,
Musketeers?
Oh, you took our advice.
I did.
Good for you.
so would you like to tell us what you would
Well, I
like us to know?
basically exposed the window on the side. You're not on it, John. I exposed the window on the north elevation, kept the 12 out over 12, and in doing so, elongated the addition a little bit further to the east. Sort of cleaned up that roof line even a little bit more. And then, as part of this application, I wanted to just introduce some fenestration changes to the east side, which is on the water side, which I don't think is visible from any way. But you'll see they have a picture window and 2 flanking units on part of the house. And we just wanted to get rid of the 2 sets of sliding doors, put in a pair of hinge doors, and then flank it with another, with the same picture unit in 12 for 12 on the right under the porch.
Oh, thank you, Sven. Here, all right, so you ready to
Yeah.
begin?
Shall I start?
Yes,
Being from
please
Boston.
start.
So, I have no problem with the renovations on the east. If I lived there, I'd want a big picture window there too. But could you give us a little more room for those period windows? If
No.
we pulled it back like just a
No, I'm
foot?
already off the casing by 6 inches. It's not jammed right up to it.
It's just like right where the roof meets that whatever that thing is called, at the
You mean
bottom of the
casing?
window. Yeah, the bottom of that and the gutter right there. If it was pulled
Well-
off a little bit, I'm just saying, it just,
I can look at that
thank you for bringing that window back in, because I think it's important to have that.
Yeah, I do too.
Historic
And
reference,
they agreed to that. I think, I can pull it off a couple more inches just to make sure the gutter doesn't, but, the gutter doesn't continue all the way against the house. If you look at the
Right, no, and it
west,
comes,
so
it's away from it, you're right, and
never
I
see
just
it.
saw that myself.
Yeah.
I think if you could, okay, so I'm talking inches now, that's all I'm asking
Okay.
for.
Okay, you, sir.
I'm good with those submitted. I think on the east elevation, that's actually an improvement that kind of mimics the period. It's much better than those sliding doors. Yeah, much nicer.
Very good. So can I have a motion?
Do you have comments?
Not that isn't already said, I don't need to take
Well,
up time saying,
Did you agree with pulling it off, just a couple of
Yeah,
inches off the?
just to make it,
Okay, so, motion to approve, on the, with the one change on the north elevation of pulling the,
Rake
first
face.
floor roof line away from those,
The rake fascia.
the rake fascia?
say that.
It's that part
Okay,
that's
pulling
coming
the
down.
rake fascia
Oh.
a couple of inches off the bottom of that,
right.
Away from,
you know what I mean,
away from the front,
away.
towards the
yeah.
rear.
Yeah, towards the rear.
Right. So right now, we're showing the same shingle left and right of the window, which I think sort of makes sense.
I don't have a concern with that. I understand what
But you just
Abby's.
say not, just to make sure that there's room there, so that
Yeah.
the eave isn't,
Yeah, I just want that rake fascia pulled like just 3 inches off that bottom corner. I guess it means that whole line goes over like 3 inches, just away from that corner, just to give it a little more breathing room.
Through staff?
Through staff, yes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
thank you.
Thank you.
now folks, Nancy's Klein is here, so we should return to that one. Is that okay with everybody?
That's good.
Okay. Come on, oh, there you go. So, this is 2 Dartmouth Avenue, the shed.
Andrew Perlman is the owner of the property, and the road that we're discussing.
Two Dartmouth Lane.
2 Dartmouth Lane.
Oh, did I say Avenue?
Yeah. That was the other side of town. Hopefully we'll be light chip lane tomorrow, this week.
Now, we have a board on this, I'm sure.
Paul Coombs, McLaughlin, Camp.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's not, is it Tom Nevers?
No, it's off of Delaney. It's behind 8 Delaney Road.
Oh, okay, and so in town around North Liberty?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So we did do a site plan, took the site plan extending out on measuring. The shed could be 143 feet from Delaney Road. I think kind of what you need to visualize is the pictures are showing all of Dartmouth as it is now. Andrew's going to put a row of hedge down that right-hand side, which is going to make it more of a driveway alleyway. And truthfully, his house is not visible from the street at all. He's tucked in behind that front house, so in a sense, that shed will look like it belongs to the front house. He uses that area now as his parking area. So the shed would be screened partially by the car sitting there. And I'm just trying to think what else did we have to mention on this.
Well, I think that's fine.
At the last meeting, you wanted the measurement for how far away from the street it was.
143 feet. This is the shed that we're talking about. It's one we've built many times. It's kind of our Wisconsin shed. Obviously, it's not finished at this point, but Andrew is going to put flower and fauna on it, as he has told us. So I think in...
Is that the side we're looking at, the gable end? We're looking
No,
at
you're
the
going to
doors,
look at
right?
the doors. So,
Does everybody get this?
No.
I think that there was some question.
Where's
So-
the hedge?
All right.
the hedge will be going down,
Right down the middle of what's
right
called
middle of the
Dartmouth Lane.
road, yeah.
How come I have this large
Something
document?
like this.
Okay, so Delaney Road here. Okay, Dartmouth Lane here.
Yes.
This is somebody else's house here. So you're looking all the way down here, you said 120 feet?
143
Yes.
feet.
143 feet. There's the shed.
And this is what
And
sits-
this house, his house, is hidden behind the other house in
Yeah,
front.
that's his house and that's that parking
But
area.
what I don't understand is when you look down, when you're going,
So that's a paper road, so the town is conveying that to me. So that basically become like...
It's his
That's
driveway.
his pork shop.
It never looked like a road, it's always
Right,
looked like
Looked like a
somebody's
driveway.
back driveway.
shells.
so this,
Shell
it doesn't go
driveway.
any further than this?
No,
No,
no.
Okay.
no, this is where it ends.
Okay.
So that's it. And Andrew is going to do shells along that driveway, so
I mean, it's a very narrow drive, it'll only be, it's 15
That's
feet
here.
before the vegetation, so it's only about 11 feet wide.
Okay.
So the driveway, so this
This.
says driveway.
Is
Can you
this.
just draw the driveway in for me?
So he's gonna, right. Delaney, it's a paper road, they're gonna convey it to him to get some tax money.
Okay.
I think it might go like that. I'm not sure.
You can't,
Is there,
This is it.
you can't see this
no.
This
anywhere.
yeah.
is
You
that.
can't see the house.
No.
Okay.
It's the that
yeah.
we're building and places that we're building.
Let's see,
on.
Stephen, you were not on this one.
Correct.
John, any concerns with this one?
Wait a minute, I had a question, yes.
Mm.
Let's go through this here. Yeah, where did I miss it?
We're on Dartmouth
Yeah, yeah, I
Lane.
get it here, I get it. The shed is the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is.
Dartmouth Lane is more or less his driveway.
I haven't watched it yet, no problem, no problem.
Okay. How about you, Diane?
No, I have no problem with it. It's very difficult to see the whole land as it's gone up and been issued a driveway and the rest of it.
Okay. How about you, Abby?
I'm just drawing it in. So what color are the doors?
They will be white.
Depends
I
on
mean,
what-
they were going to be white. If you think they should be natural, I mean, maybe.
Well, I think the trim should be, match the house. I'm not
It
sure
does.
about the
And
doors.
it is the white.
I don't know, somebody else can comment on the
Well,
doors.
yeah, I don't really care. I mean, if they're, it's so far away.
It's such a little shed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tiny.
And as Nancy pointed out, I mean, whenever there's cars in the drive, you're not going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't,
Whatever
personally,
the
I don't have
board-
a problem. It's
Yeah.
applied for as white doors, I believe, right? So, can I have a
Make the
motion?
motion to approve,
As submitted?
as submitted, basically.
All those in favor of Diane's motion?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask you one quick question?
Yeah.
So, just behind my house, the house just went up at 4 Delaney Road, and the whole neighborhood is abuzz. I don't know if it's true or not, it's just the whole neighborhood seems to be abuzz about the fact that it's 2 feet higher than the HCC approval allowed. I was just curious, what happens when that happens?
Oh, well,
How do we know it's 2 feet taller?
I don't know, that's what all my neighbors
Okay.
said. I don't know.
I need an elevation plan from a surveyor to.
Got it, I was just curious.
We
what-
can
Now,
make a
here's an interesting thing. Surveyors can determine the height of a building without ever stepping on the property. They just triangulate from the ridge. So you can have a surveyor check it out, because that would be a violation,
And what happens when someone's in violation?
we have to tear it down.
to tear the whole house down.
It's a lot easier to fix earlier than later.
Is it being framed now?
No, it's being, they put the shingles on it. But it's right behind my house, I'm the one that
Yeah.
affected the most, and I don't know, well, all my neighbors came over and talked to me about that, I don't know
But-
if it's real or not.
It's obviously visible from a public way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you may want to talk to a surveyor.
Okay.
Just see if that rumor is
They just
true.
shoot the corners and it tells the height?
Yeah, like you stand out in the street and you basically triangulate and they can figure it all out. With these laser things, it's like really easy. Yeah.
Don't we have
cheap,
to have a
it's
mark
quick.
out on the street that they go from?
No. So they set up the transit, which is now done with a laser. Back in the old days, it used to be like a little telescope. And they can take that little point, the laser has a little red dot, and they can basically train it right up at the ridge of the building without getting on the property. And then from the angle and the distance, these things can also tell how far away. They can determine how high the building is.
I thought we used to ask, I can't think of the word now, if the property line is
For a
2 feet
benchmark.
and then and then it drops down, we have asked for a certain location of the benchmark.
Well, we don't always ask for a benchmark, but if somebody comes in with a set of plans that says that the building is 27 feet high, and it's actually 29 feet high, you don't need a benchmark to know that the building's too high.
Okay.
So-
I haven't done much with the laser beam, so I don't know.
Nor have I. So,
Thank you very much.
we leave that to the professionals. Hello, Joseph. Okay.
It's probably supposed to be golf view.
What?
Sorry.
Did I miss one?
No.
No, oh, right, that was the other one. Okay, so you have Joe's drawings.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to
And-
orient myself.
Who's our board on this?
Everyone present.
Meaning that it's being heard for the first time, or
Second, but
it's just a
everyone
coincidence that
sitting
we're,
can
okay,
sit.
all right. Okay, so Joseph, you want to tell us?
So
what
we
you got
lowered
going?
the ridge 24 inches. I changed the main ridge root pitch from 10 to 12. The dormer root pitches from a 6 down to a 5/12. I lowered the second floor plate 6 inches, removed the little parapet wall that you requested, and then I even lowered the building more with the mud sill detail. And then on the southwest elevation, I removed the dormer on the rear. And then on the northeast elevation, I also changed it was a long, lean dormer, and I made it a full dormer so that the water window jets through. This there's gone. And then on the next page, I did, instead of having that dormer type, I did a full dormer that runs through.
I can't understand where 3 New Mill Street is, and my brother lives on it somewhere, and I cannot place where this house is.
It's a little garage right now.
A little garage. It hits Milk Street.
So that's the garage now.
Oh, okay.
So before, after?
Okay, all right, gotcha. Okay, so that, did you get it, did you demo that already?
No.
That little garage? Don't we have to,
They had the approval for that.
okay.
Hey, Joe,
They were.
these, that rendering,
Yes.
is that based on your previous, or is that based on the now?
Now,
It is.
yes.
Okay.
I'm so turned on. Just tear off the top and let me study it for a while.
Oh,
The site plan. Yeah, but you want to look at the.
no, that's all right.
Look at these. Where's the hospital from here?
I don't think I have it on.
The hospital?
I don't think it's on.
Okay, where's the intersection of like Milk and,
There's Milk and Prospect, right there. Yeah, that's the busy intersection.
that's the busy intersection?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you come down Prospect, here's Joy, right?
Yeah,
Yep. And then you,
it's a little shelled
oh,
street.
I didn't know
and-
New
and
Mill
that's where
went
John
this way,
McLaughlin
up
grew
the hill. No, that's my grandfather's house.
No, the next one down is John McLaughlin, where he grew up.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know New Mill went, like,
Yep.
up the hill
Yep.
there. Okay.
So then this is Kite Hill, Harold Weldon's.
Okay, gotcha.
and
Is there a
then
plaque on that house?
Which one, Kite Hill?
On Kite Hill?
Yeah, the one where John grew
Oh,
up?
it gets
part of
trashed
the
all the
ghost town?
time.
This house right here is the one with it's got a brick chimney that has the horseshoe.
Yeah, it's Harold Weldon's dad's house.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the closest.
You know where we are now?
Yes, that's,
Okay.
oh, it's called Chicken Hill.
Yeah, he's cleaning it up right now.
Cool.
Okay, thanks.
All right, did you start again? I don't know, I think it's pretty darn cute. Did anybody ask me?
Thank you.
You're welcome to.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say other than that?
Other than it's cute? No, no.
Let's see, John, you're doing some calculations now?
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay, I'll come back to you. Steve,
It's not gonna take long. Very charming design, Joe.
okay? How about you?
I think it will fit in very nicely with the houses on that end of New Mill Street. What's her name? Anderson lives
Very cool.
up there.
Yep.
Yeah, Anderson Publishing.
I think right around the corner.
Yeah.
I like the Photoshop too.
Yeah, very helpful.
You requested it.
We did?
We were so small to
There you go.
guess that.
So John, have you come up with anything yet?
Yes,
Okay.
I got some loose readings here. I got all of them.
Just take a little peek.
We've got,
I like the blue shutter.
That's,
this says 25 feet from here.
stop. Read that one. That's the old, previous.
That was the one we reviewed last time.
New. Okay,
What is this one?
22 feet,
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
what's the height?
22 feet from the edge of the building. That's all right.
Where's the other? Thank you.
Oh, Val.
So-
Oliver.
She made it more
That's it.
busy.
Oh, you're measuring,
Right.
okay, got it. Hi, Val.
Previous
Down.
proposed.
Very, give me a rate, wait for rate.
So proposed, anything that's proposed now or has been changed has the red
This
bubbles.
one, oh, no, right?
Yes, sir. For 24 feet. Looking at it from the street.
This is higher than the peak, isn't it?
No? No?
No.
No?
That's a question.
It's actually
New mills.
less.
Going up the hill.
All right.
You okay with it, John?
Sorry, didn't mean to.
All right, sounds like we're,
Oh, motion to approve.
What?
Motion to approve.
Good motion.
Thank you.
all right. Okay, all those in favor
You're
of
upping
Abby's
your own
motion?
name.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Joe. Night.
All right.
Okay, John Reed.
I did not.
Thank you, Richie.
All right,
We approved Timmy's Andrews.
we have two that are emeritus, that's you. And then there's some competitor of yours after you named Emerits.
Oh, I've heard about them.
You know, it's always
flattery.
people like
They're really,
Come on.
gotta watch out for their knockout.
Yeah, we're Emerits.
Totally not cool.
Not to be confused with the merits.
Emeritus. Is that
I
a,
was signed up, but
Extension, okay.
Boards.
are you,
He's gonna say yes.
Fence is invisible. Gets approved.
Paul, Coombs, McLaughlin, Camp, and Oliver.
Just in time, Val.
Just in time. Hot off the boat.
Right.
how's the real world? Quiet?
It's nothing but a bunch of mutants right now, going back and forth.
I motion that we text Dale our McDonald's orders Tuesday morning.
Fantastic.
What about Chinese?
Or Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
I literally got off the phone.
Oh, this was about the parking space.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, good, now I
So-
can throw things at
Did you make
Val.
a revision?
You know, I went back and forth about options, and one of the things that we came up with was putting a Belgian block strip in the middle of the secondary parking area, just to kind of break it up.
Does that show on this?
It's not on that plan. I think I went back and forth with the owner quite a bit, and we kind of talked about a number of different options. This one we thought was a potential solution where it basically is mixing it up so it softens it a little bit. We talked about grass or some vegetation. The reality is I think it's just going to be not maintained.
It's gonna get
some
squashed.
hesitation about it being.
See that?
Now, the other thing I want to point out too is that the original parking space was too wide. You know, the original condition of the original building, it was 2 parking spaces wide, which this is actually narrower than that. I don't know if you remember, the original building had a pretty expansive brick area in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we're still maintaining a strip of the, you know, it's not, of the existing vegetation, and, you know, they spend a lot of time, that
planting bed actually has a lot of, and it's not my area of expertise, but basically it doesn't require a lot of water, maintenance, fertilizer, so it's pretty self-sufficient.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah, the green area, the existing green area that's identified. And I was trying to get actually photographs of the original parking, and our original photographs of the building are more building-centric, less of the parking, but somebody told me that on Google Street View, it still shows the old building in the parking, so I'm just gonna try and download that, but anyways, there's a lot of back and forth with the client, so.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go.
Could you do those little parking blocks that have grass through them?
I could try that. They may want to go with like I feel like they're pretty knowledgeable about plants, way more than I am.
Yeah.
And so whether it's grass, maybe it's like a moss or something like that.
Well, I was just thinking that will make it a little more green,
Yeah.
a little less like.
I can run that by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan would be the one to ask about that, but I could certainly ask him that in the area that I've identified there. Yeah.
And I had, originally thought because there's so much brick over here at the Dreamland that this is okay, but that is surrounded by some landscaping, so.
Yeah.
It is.
There is that little break, but maybe that's a possible solution.
Yeah, I'll ask him about that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go back to him with that.
Okay, thank you. Was that it, Val? for
Yeah.
you? Okay. Diane?
Matt, how much of the sort of planting garden bed are we losing, making that a parking space?
Well, you're losing 7 by 17 worth of
plants.
landscaping. Am I right?
That's the size of the space. I think that's probably safe. There's a little bit of a gap between the two cars, but I would say that's probably a pretty safe estimate.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I hate to see that go on Easy Street because what's at the Dreamland is across the alleyway and whatever. I just hate to see that much space being given up, and I can't remember from when you were here last time, you told us why he needed the extra space.
There's 2 units upstairs.
Okay.
So each person technically
Gets a spot.
gets a spot.
Yeah, I remember there was a reason for it, I just couldn't remember what.
You know, and honestly, like we had talked, we were gonna do 2 spaces, and at some point along the line, I'm not quite sure why, but in my mind, there always was the plan to do the 2, and I think that he always had planned to just either add it later, or I'm not sure what the rationale was, but.
Was it actually approved, Matt? Because if it was approved, we.
The 2 parking spaces? What, by the ZBA or whatever?
No, by us.
I'm sure that building was old. I mean,
I could look at the original approval.
Yeah.
So
maybe,
I could look at that too.
it's a moot point.
Yeah.
Just,
I can look at it, but I can also go back and ask about the pavers with.
yeah, if he's good at gardening and stuff, then I would count on him to try and keep as much there as possible. I know it'd be hard in the wintertime if we get snow, but you can plant with that in mind.
okay.
Fill
That
those
was,
cubes with AstroTurf.
was that it for you, Doug?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Little bit.
John?
My comment, what is the difference between this and this?
The only difference, John, is
You gotta explain to everybody, they would probably want to know too.
just that, see this hatched area here?
Yeah.
The idea is that we would fill the inside of the new created space with Belgian block.
Okay, I have a second question. This is 7 by 17,
Yes.
which, my question is the size of it and the material that's there. I thought, looking back, after we worked along with some stuff from zoning, usually every parking spot is 9 by 20.
That's correct.
I'm sorry?
That's correct.
There's a mini allowed.
You're allowed a compact
You're allowed a compact
space.
one.
There's only people miss this town though.
Yeah.
You?
I mean, in this instance, it actually is conducive to the board's, you know,
Yeah. Anyway,
your
okay,
interests are aligned.
I
because the smaller
understand.
space is better. Certainly make it bigger.
Was that it for you, John?
Yeah.
Okay, Abby?
Well, my objection to this is that there's so much hardscaping, and then I think it's, you know, it's already a lot of hardscaping as you walk along here. So my issue is adding some green. And I was wondering, what if you took the brick walk and made it sort of a, I don't know what it's called, like a curvy thing that it's, but it's
Oh, I see
pulled
what
to
you
the
mean.
left.
Yeah.
And then you could put hedge, you know, a low hedge, not a high hedge, but a low hedge on either side. It's very old Nantucket to have those low hedges. And then you keep maybe a hedge here, and you keep the opening sort of narrow, but you could slip a car in this way, and you could slip a car in that way. And then you would retain some, like, low
I'm
privet.
actually not sure you'd be able, if there was a car sitting here, you wouldn't be able to get into the other spot.
Well, yeah, but
and vice versa.
it's just, so I swoop this over,
Yeah.
like, you know, you enter, like this is a brick way, that way, and then you get all of this greenery. Or maybe there's just one bush here, so this gets pulled here. And then you
You're
get-
just trying to create more.
Yeah, more greenery,
green here
more,
than this
just
little
so that when
strip.
people, you know, because it's a tourist, you know, the people are walking by here, you don't want to really, like, it's so hardscaped. So I'm just trying to add some more greenery.
Yeah, so I think,
I'll see the pitch on that. That might be slight, that might be a 1 in 20 pitch.
the walkway?
Yeah, but I'll see if we can.
All right, well, it sounds like you've got some suggestions and some ideas about how to soften up the hardscape a little bit. Can I have a motion for some?
Revisions.
Further revisions. All those in favor of Abby's motion, or who made Diane's motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Scott Anderson. Board? I'll wait.
Paul, Coombs, McLaughlin, Camp, and Welch.
Everybody. Wait a
I'm
second.
not on it.
No Valerie.
No Val, okay.
Thank you.
You get your breath now.
Oh, this is our big board. This is our Stephen Gambrell house.
Yeah.
Oh, this is that the house?
No, it's
The neighbor.
it's a Nantucket Road, the next big picture.
This is the one with the thing facing sideways. The
Yeah.
entry faces the alley.
That's the one directly.
Oh, this is like one of those
So
Starbucks
that's why they all
houses.
line up.
They're all the same.
Okay.
Okay, gone.
Wait a second.
I thought I was on this.
Oh, great. Sorry. I thought, I looked at that and figured you were on that. Okay, so Scott Anderson, what are we doing here?
Thank you,
Matt?
Mr. Chair. So basically, you had seen this once before. You can see the previous HDC submission, any existing. So this is basically an addition to an existing structure. The first proposal, so the feedback the board provided was that the main gable forward was just a little too vertical in comparison to the existing massing of the existing structure. Also, I don't think there was a lot of great support for that open truss work of the entry, primary entry, and with the door. And so we've eliminated that and simplified that to a simple 2-panel. Tried a number of different versions. And the house is actually 22.5, is that right?
23.5.
Current or
The
proposed?
addition, the proposed.
23.5.
23.5, so it's pretty low. So we're really fighting for headroom on that second floor. It's pretty minimal. But one of the suggestions was to investigate utilizing the salt box form, which is found in the existing structure. And this is, I'm trying a number of different things. Everything just works, but I don't know. So with that, I'd love to hear what the board has to say.
Okay.
May I ask him a question?
Sure.
Is this the supposed garage?
No,
Which is this?
it's supposed to,
There's no garage.
There are two
Crafty thing.
buildings out there. One has the foundation already done.
yes.
Which building is that?
That is the garage slash, yeah, garage.
So there is a garage,
Yes.
okay. And
Not this.
I will discuss, I guess, with you later or whatever, but I was involved with a conversation today with the person who lives next door as to the extent of the garage. So, but these plans don't,
This is in addition to the house, but it sounds like, I mean, I know that the structure, the garage that was previously approved, not only did it had a garage bay, then it had like a lean-to, which I honestly don't remember what the program was on the inside, but it also had a second floor as well, so, but I could certainly check and see what the original approval was for, or permits for, and if there's anything that's not jiving, I can certainly look into it.
the person who called me said that they had been in touch with Plus
Yeah,
and that Heather Plus had mentioned that although it had been passed, approved by us as a garage, it, even if he changes his mind a little bit, it's okay.
yeah.
It didn't occur to me until I talked to John that if it changes, it's not something that the HDC can do anything about, right?
I think as far as the use is concerned, I think as long as it complies with the certificate of appropriateness,
Right.
then I think it's,
Yeah.
that's your own
That's
primary
our
jurisdiction.
thing. You know,
Right, okay, well, that's
HDC
what I thought.
Yeah, HCC is concerned with the exterior
What it
architectural
looks like,
features.
no.
Yeah,
Not that it's got now a whole
correct.
different...
But that is potentially a building department issue.
I'll tell the person that called me that that's the way it's handled. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, while you're speaking, Diane, do you want to speak to the design and the revisions that Matt made?
My concern, I think it's very well designed and everything else. My concern is this particular location is just the amount it grew. I guess that would be, I appreciate the one-story stuff. It just seems that west elevation, right-hand side west elevation, looks in its completion as being quite tall, but you have it here as only being 23 feet, so
Yeah.
is the chimney gone or you just, it doesn't show?
It reappears in the back on the left.
I see that, but the one on the south elevation is gone, right?
That's that ratty old parged,
Part one?
those are those parged cement board.
Oh, yeah, okay.
fake.
So that's all. I think the design is good and fits in.
Thank you, Diane. Let's see, Stephen, you're on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, appreciate the changes. I think the salt box approach was very successful and just overall context and understand Diane's comment about massing, but that is the furthest portion from the road, and since it's an oblique angle,
Correct.
I'm not too concerned about it. And I just think as a overall comment, this is what a Nantucket home, like this is great,
Yeah.
contextually.
Yeah. Thanks, Stephen. John?
On the she window,
It is.
What's up here in the attic? No description.
You'll see that peak versus that.
I think they're listed as,
I'm sorry?
you want to know what the operation is on it?
Well, it says here, window seat, 1, 2 foot, 2 foot 2 by 2 foot 1.
Yeah.
There's no description.
Above it says basement.
It does say casement. I'm starting to think the people I work with want to just torture me.
Keep banging at it.
Yeah.
They're laughing right now. We got him again.
Now, I find that I have in the past, these windows, basically are not appropriate dormers, et cetera, and I felt that way, and I
Yeah.
have to be consistent.
Can
So
I
how
make a
does-
suggestion?
Go.
Can I make a double hung, like a 3/3?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
My
have.
Yeah.
other question is, had some phone calls on this property, and my question is on this, the application said there was a garage. Am I correct?
No.
Not on this front, no, not
This-
this house.
There is a garage on the property.
That's the first house. This is the second house, and this is the
From
third.
Arkansas.
Well, here, if you go to the site plan,
There's one house on the lot.
there's a house. So,
Here's the picture,
Yeah.
Steve.
sorry. Yeah, John, right
Yeah.
where your left hand is, that's the garage. That's
Okay,
it.
yep.
This is the existing house,
Wait until they see
the
this
existing
one.
shattered garage. The new garage is up here, the house is here. And this is a renovation of the house.
Okay, this is Bankett Road, okay, I get it.
So they're adding this portion here.
Yeah, okay, so this garage is gonna be built, basically.
Separate, yep, separate application.
Separate, okay, all right. That's what was confusing. The application, where was the application for the separate garage?
Is that right?
Oh, they came in.
You haven't
It was-
filed one yet?
You know, it'd already been filed.
It was
Yeah, you
approved.
approved it probably 7 months ago.
You approved the garage here.
You did, yeah, the board did.
Where's the door, coming in this way? Yeah, I see where it is, yeah.
Actually, I believe they faced the,
Is it now a garage?
I actually believe a portion of it is a garage. Yeah, it's got a garage bay, but I can, I'll have to look at it. I haven't looked at it in a long time, so.
Okay, that was the whole question.
Yeah. I think what may have happened, to be honest with you, it's been a while since I've looked at it, but I know that there is a garage component to it, as I recall. I think when they submitted the building permit, they may have added or changed the use of it, but it's been permitted, and I think that,
If this was or is a garage, the garage door should be here, according to this plan.
yeah. I'd have to look at it again. It's been a while since I've looked at it, to be honest
The
with you.
wrong
Sorry
person
about
jumped on me because I'm gonna jump back. You
Yeah,
don't put me in a spotlight.
yeah. I mean, it's,
Thank you.
we don't have any plans to build anything that's not.
Okay. Abby.
I'm good,
Yeah.
thank you.
So I agree with Steve. I think the salt box roof line on this is, appropriate for Nantucket. The only thing I find is the pitched gable over the front door. Yeah, I think it still sort of draws too much attention to it. I think this line here is so attractive that suddenly this takes away from it. Is there any way this could be simplified or a shed over that porch?
I can
Just
see
to
what a
make
shed
that
looks like.
quieter?
I can see what that looked like.
Because I think it's, right now it's demanding, I think you were trying
Yeah.
to give it some presence, but
Might
it
be
sort of
more
conflicts
subtle.
with the two styles.
I don't have a problem. I could see what that looked like. Do you mind? I mean, I think, I don't want to drag this out any longer, but is it okay if I looked at that and came back?
Yeah, I don't know if people agree with me, but to me, it's just,
I wouldn't mind. I mean, I understand that it'd be more subtle, and that was like the intent to try and draw more attention to that front door, but I think compositionally now, looking at the whole thing, it might be just as strong and more appropriate if it was a shed. But I would just, before agreeing to it, I want to talk to the client. and
Okay.
draw it. And I think he's got a little bit of time.
And it sounds like the only other thing that you want to change is that 1C window to a 3/3. Okay, so it's looking like we're going to just get some minor revisions to this. Can
Called
somebody-
for minor revisions.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Orange Street.
There's actually
Corner of Main Street and,
We're not doing this.
What?
Things out for minor
Oh,
revisions.
revisions? Okay.
oh, sorry.
Fancy pants. Oh, I love this.
Thank you.
Is
Nice.
this, yeah, is this the one that has like a beautiful?
It's the one where the door that you're looking at faces the side.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
They
it
can
has
have that
beautiful
one.
like,
Matt,
window boxes on.
I like this application.
Yeah, it's fancy.
Holy crap,
Fancy.
look at that, look at this. That doors.
Well, what a
amazing.
beautiful.
Sitting in the front door.
So, if I can just give you updated speed in terms of where we were.
No, not
Yeah.
yet, Matt. Our board on this one.
Looking like
I think I was on it.
Paul McLaughlin Welch.
Oh, the last one.
Oh, you missed this one.
Okay.
It's a mini board.
We almost got the Dutch door through for him.
Darn it.
I'm teasing.
That's the crux of this issue,
I
right?
think if you made it
Yeah,
smaller.
I think it was the, I think it was it was the width, but I think that basically where it
Oh, yeah.
came down
I
to, I
was on
think that
this.
everybody was okay with the,
I was on
it
this
was
one.
more about the location.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have Paul McLaughlin and Welch.
I mean, you may have been
Because I
on it
think-
at one time, but
Maybe I made, because I think I was the one that made the comment to shrink it down, but regardless.
well, you weren't alone.
Okay.
John,
Yes, the request here on south elevation, that the Dutch type multi-pane door. I think it's highly inappropriate there, and it's probably unapprovable door for that area. There's nothing else like it around there. And as far as I'm concerned, that ought to become a,
Dude, we have to narrow them down a little bit.
maybe,
Yeah.
12-light solid door with a panel. I don't know, one or the other, to get something proper in there that'll match the neighborhood. This door, a French, Dutch door does not prove that. It doesn't prove anything except it's something highly different it shouldn't be.
thank you, John.
Yeah.
Now, what I was remiss, you were going to present some information, and I did not allow you to do that. So you can do so now.
So where we had left it was, I definitely got the feedback about reducing the width, and so that's something we can certainly do. I think that was the primary issue in terms of the width of the door, so we can narrow that. The other point of it was that door like that and that location, and so we wanted to show 14 Orange Street and 18 to show you that there is a consistent door location on both sides of the structure. And in fact, the one primary location that's shown on A300 drawing 2 shows that they basically line up. I did talk to the designer, and they're happy to reduce the width. There's definitely reasons behind it, but we can drop the width of it. I think if you drop the width of it, then it just looks like a pretty standard side door, you know? So, happy to do that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Stephen. You ready?
Yeah, so, I guess The width is the primary concern. I think the other doors are further back
Well, actually,
from the street.
Steve, the width is a concern, but John is also concerned. We're a three-person board here. And
okay.
John's also concerned about the fact that it's a Dutch door.
Yeah, I got that, but I don't get it. I'm not as concerned. I mean, I'm seeing precedent for other styles of doors.
Just thought I'd mention.
Yeah, I mean, what I was looking at to see is if any of these side doors have a, like a board and batten storm that open towards the street, and then what we're approving is your board and batten and your Dutch is behind it. I'm not suggesting necessarily, but maybe that might be some way to go. Kind
Or
of
those shutter things.
just
Yeah.
trying to be.
Nod and a wink.
Thinking all the time.
Could be shutters.
Shutters are down the street on a couple of structures. So that might be an option. And other than that, yeah, I mean, I'd prefer it go further back if it were flipped with the kitchen window. But if there was a shutter approach or a board and batten door that opened towards the street, I would not be so inclined.
Wait, can you say that again? Because you had mentioned before that you were interested in perhaps taking the door and the window that Matt is flipping out there and swapping them, right?
Yeah, if it's a straight where we'd like to keep with the Dutch door, that would be my inclination. And then the size of the door may not be as big of a concern, but where it is, I think the width, and then if there was something that were to address just the initial view.
Yeah, could look at that, for sure.
That would be shutters.
Pretty crafty.
Solution,
I could look at that as an option.
make lemonade. But I do appreciate these other pictures.
I have nothing to add. Nothing to add.
And hold for revisions, so we can come back with some
Yeah.
options.
Okay. Well, thanks for the pictures of this glorious store. It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah,
You guys
that's
see that?
phenomenal.
That is some kind
What
of
if you
door.
put a roof over it with a little porch roof and had like lattice right there? Because
Yeah.
the stair isn't showing, but it comes out a little bit.
Oh, you mean lattice to
the
separate it?
street.
Yeah.
To either side.
I can bring that down too.
That's an,
Yeah.
that's a really,
Yeah,
Put some
That would be
roses on it.
more charming than my
yeah.
yeah.
suggestion.
I'm not on it, but that's just a thought.
No, it's
That's
a
a
good
great
thought.
idea. Those are all great
And
thoughts.
something
Okay.
even, you know,
I saw, I
you
mean,
know what you got.
yeah, that's
in
pretty
there.
amazing, that door, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so can one of the two of you just make a motion for me?
A motion to hold for revisions to the door area.
Thank
Dutch door
you. All
area.
those in favor of Steve?
Revision to the what?
Dutch door area.
Yes. Thank you.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Val,
I know.
you
It's
get the
me.
rest of the meeting, girl.
No, we
Pretty
have
much.
Ben and
I know.
Après-vous, though. It's French.
after you.
Oh, I thought you had a tick or something.
How much you guys in the
What's going on?
Après-ski.
Take them with your phone.
Hillary, no.
We're thinking they may be Arthur Reed's.
Oh, yeah, they are Arthur Reed's. They are so,
from the
they are definitely Arthur
As
Reed's.
soon as I saw him, I thought.
It is. He'll. Oh, there we are.
Hi.
Pardon?
Are you radiating
Today was
What?
day
We were standing there, I tried them on, and someone was like,
a
"They're Arthur
halo
Reed's."
around yourself?
What you talking about? The back of the he's talking about. Oh, no.
Oh.
This is you, but going on 5 hours a day, going back and forth. for
Paul
10 minutes.
Coombs, McLaughlin, Welch.
Sorry. Who?
Paul Coombs McLaughlin Welch.
Okay.
So, just to bring you up to speed, this hasn't been seen since October.
Okay.
And I am actually just representing it, I did not draw it,
Okay.
for the delays.
Okay.
Today.
Delay.
And did we have comments?
You
We must
did,
have.
so the comments were to remove the side porch,
Yeah.
to cut back the deck
Yeah.
on the south and get rid of the brackets and use some posts to ground it.
Mhm.
And then change the windows that are 6 light to 3/3. I believe they have made all of those changes.
Yeah, well,
Except the
they
brackets.
haven't bubbled the windows, but
Oh, that's my fault, because I was supposed to check that.
And they haven't taken the brackets from, aren't those brackets supporting the
So
deck?
are you looking at the right page?
I'm looking at the very first page.
No, that's the old,
yeah, that's
Wait a
the old
minute.
stuff.
yeah.
The new one shows posts going all the way
Yeah.
down.
And it is my fault. I was supposed to circle those,
These,
Those were so,
the 6 lights, they're 3/3s now.
Okay.
3/3, John.
all
So-
identified as
Double hung.
3/3.
Well, actually, not to put too fine a point on it, but the ones that are not changed to 3/3s are identified as fixed. There are two, like on the northeast elevation, that show 6 light but fixed.
Right.
Okay?
Get them all, quick.
No, that wasn't a change.
This one's good.
Nothing highlighted.
Just those, the top ones.
What are the bottom, double hung here.
Yeah, those weren't a problem, those weren't an issue. It was remove the porch, come back with,
Now, how tall is the
B6.
building? I didn't see.
let's see, it is it on the application, John? I did ask them that, it's not on there.
Say
Yeah.
attention.
We got a scale.
This is 24.
Looks right. That looks right to me.
So it's a very simple box, essentially.
Sure is. Look like 24?
I would, well, I would like to have them just give us a dimension for that.
Okay.
For the
I think
height.
it's appropriate to be making sure, you know.
And put it on the drawing.
Yeah, because it's always easier to say, hey, you're too tall versus, oh, what does that scale out to?
So I can do that on this.
Yeah, not a biggie, just, and then I appreciate the other changes. I think it's more conformance with what's in the area. And those are my only comments.
Thank you. How about you, John?
Yes, my comment was, this is the one, right?
Yes,
Up on the road.
31 feet.
North,
East.
There's north, right in front of him,
Yep, so this is northeast, the front.
northwest.
Northwest, sorry. It's on the next page.
That's the last submission.
okay, that's my question, was the front door at the northwest. Go back to it, okay. That's the gable end, northwest. Gotcha, thank you.
Okay. Diane?
No, I think it's fine. With what's been mentioned, it's fine.
So it seems that the only thing that we need to do as a condition of approval is when you submit through staff, identify the height
Okay.
up to the ridge on
Yep.
the drawings. Can I have a motion from someone?
Motion to approve with the height recorded on the submitting plan.
Very good. All those in favor of Diane's motion?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. Hmm, 6:30. Looks like a dream.
Don't jinx it.
I know.
Don't, Al, Phil, just don't put up a fight on these, we'll be good. Thank you.
Same board or?
No, this isn't, none of the rest of them except for Schwab have been seen.
Oh, right.
Because I had to go to radiation.
Right, okay, so you're on this,
This is groove.
So this is
Abigail.
new.
Yes,
You're on the rest.
but I'll see if I want.
Okay, Essex Road.
It's this one, John.
Yeah, but see this one?
So
This
you're
is a
refusing.
house.
Oh, it's in the back.
In back
No,
of an
not refusing.
existing house.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're gonna be 2 lots away.
Natural to weather trim, terratone sash, 3-tab black asphalt roof.
Have we seen this one?
No.
No, but I mean, a lot of those Essex road houses follow this format. We have that house in the front, and then you have a big parking area, and you have one in the back.
The little porch on the side. This is Quaker gray, so it's Quaker gray, excuse me.
So, Val, the side, oh, I see, it says facing drive. The
Right.
side with the porch is the side facing the driveway.
Correct. Which is actually
Wow.
what's facing the road.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, okay, got it.
I think my cardinal points are wrong though. It's west, not north. I apologize.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir,
I'd like to make a point that
yes.
if I'm sitting on this commission, this application,
Yes,
it's,
you are.
it's usually two pieces of land away, 2 lots away before you can vote. If you're within 2 lots of the property, and I'm 2.5 lots away, so I won't be sitting on it. Just to clarify.
You are sitting on it.
Far from I understand the law, yeah.
Well, thank you for making that clear for the record. Do you want to comment on it now, John? You ready?
Are you recusing then? Because
No, he's 2.5 lots away, so he's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so you're okay.
I'm more than 2 lots away.
Right, right.
So
So-
do you want to sit on it or no?
Like I said,
You're gonna be looking at it more than us.
let me see that again.
Let's see, that's west, so that's south.
Mr. Chairman, I recuse on this for now.
Okay.
Till I get it satisfied to myself.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Go ahead
fine.
with it, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, Diane, what do you think?
I think it's a very simple house and fits in with what is in front of it and on both sides of it.
It's actually a secondary dwelling and a tertiary unit on top.
What defines, we're talking about the second story of
Is a separate unit, yeah.
the separate unit, and that becomes
Yeah, you
a
were not.
tertiary, but still it's, is there entrance going up those stairs?
Yes, there's one in and one out. So it looks like a regular house, really.
Right, and it's only 27 feet tall, so
That's 3 feet less than most of the buildings in that neighborhood.
it's, yeah.
They're all 30 feet.
So I don't at the moment have any problem with it.
Okay? Thank you. Kathy?
Hey, Bill, if these windows, all of these windows that you have here, the 6/6s, if they were a little bit bigger, would that screw up the second floor? Because I don't want to propose that, but I think if they were
Bigger
just
in
a...
which dimension?
I think...
Both ways?
Both ways, just a little
No.
bit, just, would that screw up the second floor?
I can maybe make them a little wider,
Yeah, a tiny bit wider might
like
be
another
nice.
size wider.
Yeah,
They're 2.446 now, I could make them 2.646.
That would be great.
Okay.
is that, I can't do that fast in my head, but if,
It's
yeah,
2 inches wider.
yeah.
But
It's the next
you
size
can't go
one.
up 2 inches?
Well, because,
Tight.
header
Yeah.
right there.
unless you made that header part of that fascia.
I don't want to make it any taller. That's a 4'8" height window now,
Okay,
which is a very common height.
Mhm.
most houses.
Well, but making it wider would make those
Yeah.
panes more,
Generous size.
yeah, right now they're rather slender. Was that it,
Yeah.
Abby?
That's it for me.
Okay.
I think it's a very
Stephen?
nice design.
Yeah, I think it's a very appropriate design.
Do me a favor and please cross off the writing
Oh.
that says the colors, because that's not correct. It is 3-tab black asphalt, but it's Paratone sash and natural trim.
That all shows up on the application,
It's on the
right?
application,
Okay,
yeah.
so we don't need this note at all.
Okay, and then just for Diane, if you would mark your north, well, motion will be that you'll
To make
change the
correct.
cardinal.
Yeah.
So we don't need to enumerate that now.
So, the motion is to change the cardinal points on the drawings and...
Make
Is there
the
anything
windows
else?
Make the
wider.
Oh, and
windows a
make the
tiny bit
windows,
wider.
yes, make the windows
One size
wider.
bigger.
Right.
A lot wider.
Okay, is that someone's motion?
I'll propose that
floors.
motion.
Very good. All
One
those
on
in
each
favor
floor.
of
It's like a
Abby's
duplex. They
motion?
just call it something
Aye.
else.
Aye.
What's becoming what?
What's
You can
becoming
have three
what?
dwellings on a lot.
All the larger size 6/6 windows,
And
6/,
why
I
you
think
asking?
6/6.
They're 6/6.
6/6 are becoming
Oh,
2 inches wider.
that's all right.
Fatten them
What I
up.
wanted to know is what the cardinal points were.
Oh,
Oh, okay, so
She's gonna clear that up.
I'm gonna correct those, so the
Okay.
one that says front is actually west. It's a duplex, John, up and down.
I know, I never looked at it, there's a lot of big ones. There's a lot of that, I'm just looking at
You
it.
gotta pay the mortgage somehow.
yeah.
And we'll go from there, Diane, correcting it from that point.
All right, I just put in wider the windows by 2 inches and correct the compass rose.
Yep,
Righto. Okay.
Yes.
All those in favor of Diane's oh wait,
No, it's Abby.
it was Abby's motion and you were just writing it down. Sorry,
Yeah.
so we already took a vote.
What's
Okay,
this one?
we're good to go.
What's the
Now,
next one?
two Curlew.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Man, there's a lot of caterpillars turning into butterflies.
I know.
That's what's up.
Is it?
Curl you up.
this is an application for a dormer on an existing house in Nassau. And to reshingle the roof with 3-tab black asphalt, which is what they have now.
Okay.
Did I? Oh, okay.
It's not been seen before.
No, I was just thinking that I looked at somewhere, I thought we got drawings and it was a Greek revival, and I was thinking, oh, it's later in the
It's a
agenda.
different one, 55.
That's nice. What is this?
It's a dormer in the back of a house in,
It's over here.
Nassau.
Oh,
You can't see it because it's in the shadow.
looks nice.
Well, just imagine that elevation without the dormer on it.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like,
Got it.
Like, you probably can't even get a
You can't.
photograph of that back.
That's why they're kind of.
Yeah,
funky.
so there's the roof plane, pretend that it's on the back side of this.
I think it's terrific.
Yeah, okay, thank you, that was quick and easy. How about you, John?
This is interior program.
Yeah, so John, all Val is hoping to get is a dormer on the back of that building in Nassau. And Stephen, you're rolling up, so it looks like.
It looks
you're
appropriate to me,
okay.
size, scale, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a lot of dormers.
You're good?
Yep.
Oh, motion to
Okay.
approve.
All right, all those in favor of Abby's motion to approve is submitted?
Aye.
Okay.
Who's next?
Next is 11 Stone Post Way,
Okay.
alterations.
It's the juice, huh? You can
Do
do
you need a
magic.
plug? I have one.
What?
Do you need a plug?
No?
Oh.
Oh my God, you should be on America's Got Talent. Awesome.
What did
She just made that pen disappear through the table. She dematerialized it and rematerialized it.
That's pretty amazing.
I've got more.
Oh, well. This is really nice.
Uh-oh.
No, it is nice.
This is a house that I drew in 1998-ish,
Come on, you weren't even
or
born
2000,
then.
yeah. And it's not the same owner, but
John McLaughlin signed the approval.
I think so.
No, they don't allow
Jeff Morash
children to
built
be
it.
at architectural school.
So this lady is asking to update a couple of things. Do you want to read that first?
This?
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be easy. So, Wisconsin advisory, no concerns, and they actually said, good ideas.
Oh, great.
And you had every single member of the board on there present.
Well, there you have it.
That's not so bad.
So, presently, the front door is way off to the left on the front west elevation, so we're moving the front door over so it's in the main mass and adding a window where the door was. We're asking to change out all the windows to SDLs. They're presently true divided light with storms,
Okay.
and make the color black. The trim is
the sash color.
correct.
Okay.
The trim is now white. We're going to paint it gray.
Nice.
We're going to keep the roof wood. We're taking out a pergola.
He's been drinking.
The porch that wrapped around the back of the house, we're removing and downsizing the deck. Taking out the fireplace, the chimney,
Dematerializing.
and changing out some doors on the rear that face the pool. There's no real massing changes. There's a tiny little 7-foot addition underneath the porch on the back of the house. That's one floor.
Oh, yeah, see that.
It's a fill-in thing.
Yep.
Everything else is there, the massing is there.
Okay.
You good?
This on your computer?
No. Can't see
What
it
do you-
from my house.
When you have
What's
to
this
vent
reading?
the gas fireplace with that.
It's probably just gonna be a little
See how
vent out the back.
expensive the, porch deal is. They're getting rid of that.
Right now, there's a big, huge, giant fireplace that blocks everything to the
So
backyard.
they're opening it up.
Looks nice.
That is this.
Look at this.
You can barely see it. Looks like there's windows there now, but they're gonna be adding doors.
That's the rear
Yeah.
that faces the garage that's there.
Right, right. Back
And there's
to
a
the
bunch of
pool.
privet out there.
Okay.
See this privet?
That's the house, the aerial view, show him, right there.
This is the aerial view. It's
Okay.
right here.
And it
The
backs
privet
up to,
comes
I think,
across.
that hedgerow, hedge.
Can I
That's
suggest something?
on the other side.
You see how on the south elevation, you've got a combination of a French door and 2 windows?
Yeah,
Is there any way you could do that, apply that to the east elevation, where on the second floor?
I would if you could see it, but you're really never gonna see that.
Are you gonna go with that?
Yeah. It's blocked by the existing L-shaped
Oh, the portion of
piece
the house.
here that
yeah.
faces the driveway, which is about...
That all comes forward.
Yeah, I just, it
20
would be more traditional. I mean, you've got like so many sets of French doors here. It would actually be, I think it might be, I know they,
You're never gonna see those. The ones on the first floor are underneath the porch.
yeah, it's just a suggestion. Just, no, I think it's improvements.
Yep, I think it's appropriate as submitted.
Okay.
Nice design.
And John, still looking?
Just look at one thing, that's all. You can't get front door.
Change the,
That's pretty good.
Oh, well, what she's doing is she's flipping the location, because right now the front door is way off to the side. Aren't you using the same front door?
I'm using the front door that was originally approved with this house.
Yeah, it looks great.
So she's not changing the front door, she's just changing the location. She's putting it in the main mass.
All right, if the door, you're moving it, this door to here from somewhere else.
Where, show 'em where it is.
yeah.
No,
No,
next-
Steve.
where the dotted line is to the
Right
left, right
there.
there.
That's where that door is right now, John. It's like 10 feet away.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's an existing door, John. She's just gonna move it.
And all those awning windows are there.
This door is getting moved from here to here.
Go back.
It's the same to me. No. It matches what's being used in the house. The location, I'm saying the location.
No, I
this
don't
is
have any
existing.
particular things. I just wondered why
This
they
is where. this
got rid of
door-
the 6/6s and went to
Take the
6/1.
window.
They're putting a window in.
Little modern looking.
Where-
I think it goes with the house.
I don't know, but this is there's a door here, it's going away, it's gonna be a window. This is
I
gonna be
can
the
bring in
door.
the original approval and show you.
No,
I don't
we're
think that-
passing this.
Okay.
Okay. And you
Motion to approve
you
is
said you were-
submitted.
Okay. Thank you. All those in favor of Steve's motion?
Aye.
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 Is that unanimous? Unanimous.
John, were you okay with that one?
John?
John? You okay with that one?
Yes, yes, I
Okay,
said yes.
thank
Thank you.
thank you. No, it's good. Okay, Goldfinch, 55 Goldfinch,
Okay.
dormer.
This is, again, someone's plan I'm representing to help pass it through the process, and it is also for a dormer.
Is it this similar to what we saw?
It's a different style house, it's a Greek revival, so it's to one
Oh,
of
that
the
was the one
sides
you
as
just
opposed to the one that's on the rear.
Didn't you say you thought it was a Greek revival?
No, I didn't say
Oh,
you're losing it.
I'm losing. Maybe you said.
They legalized that stuff, huh?
Ah. Don't encourage it.
The colors that were approved on the original house, which is still not built, so this is an approval beforehand, is white trim, white sash, black roof, blue clapboard.
Okay.
Oh, and black shutters.
Well, all of that stuff was already approved,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You were just reiterating that?
yeah.
Because what you're really after is
The dormer.
this dormer.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Abby, you want to go first?
Okay,
This is on the side of the building.
How far back? It's like,
It's 3 feet on each side.
it's quite extensive.
Yeah.
Like if it was further back from the front, I don't think I'd mind as much. And also, could it just be a tiny bit down from the ridge line? Like, it's right up there.
I think that's because of,
Pitch.
yeah, and what they have to work with.
You know, I think that what's been happening recently is you just sort of alter the pitch ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So it's not officially a 4 and 12,
Right,
but
right.
just enough to get it underneath, you know what I mean?
Right.
Anything else?
No, I
I
think
mean-
as you pull it back, you can, I mean, it's got nice lines. The house has nice lines, and that just makes it sort of a little bit lopsided. And I think it would be, if it were further
Can I
back.
just see in the big size if it shows with the floor plan?
Yeah, it does.
Because I can't read the numbers that are on it on the small thing I have in front of me.
kind of blurry.
So that's like 5'6". I could cut it back. You know, we can deal with this one, and cut it back to there, and that wouldn't really impact.
Is this the front of the house?
Yeah.
I think it would be a better design. I mean, I just would give that, because it's a nice looking house, like the front of it.
Very similar to the other Greek revivals in there. I could do that. If you think that's,
Well, let's go around the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Diane, what do you think?
On the dormer in the back?
The dormer is actually on the side of this building. This is a
Left.
gable forward. So if it were on the back, I think it would be a little bit.
No, it's on the left, I see it, I
Correct.
see it, fine.
Exactly.
I don't know, it's a... What are they looking at?
They're putting in a whole bunch of bathrooms
Gold
and bedrooms.
No, I want to be clear on this.
that's the second floor.
That's the second floor, so there's really no correlation between the size of this dormer
Oh,
and
that's right,
anything that
that's
we're
the
looking
second
at.
floor, right?
Oh, so what
There's no
do they need
correlation
these
with what?
dormers?
Okay, so
They're gonna finish that floor?
okay,
Yeah.
if you look at the last page, you see
Yeah.
the second floor is the one that has all the bathrooms and everything like that, but the third floor is basically a blank slate. So, you know, you can,
They can do what they want up there, but if you feel,
yeah.
Well, it looks like, yeah.
But, okay, but I just want to clarify that, so you can continue.
Right, the back of the house goes into Never Never Land.
Correct.
So there's nothing that can be seen in the back of the house. It looks like the west is going to be pretty well cut off by the house next door. And I don't know, I just think the dormer's busy, but I don't know how you would make it any less.
Well,
Yeah, you bring it
again,
back to here.
Diane, right now, at least we're not privy to what the expectations for that third
Different
floor
house.
are. Right now, it's just a wide open space. So, you know, we can basically tell them what we want, and then they can work around it.
Well, I don't think you could probably put any more windows in. It's just awfully long.
right.
Agreed.
Yeah, and you could slice off the
If
back.
you could take off, you know,
So I think by and large, what I'm hearing is it's too much as one. So let me see what they want to do, if they want to cut it into two, or if they want to
That's
push
true.
it back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just
well,
overall it's too big.
Right, because I was gonna say the same thing. Would you guys disagree with that comment, that the dormer is very large and?
It's heavy, yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so Val's gonna go back and see what can be done to make
Let's
it
hope for
smaller.
revisions then.
Okay,
Sounds
sounds good. That was your motion?
Yes.
Abby, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, you're almost there. You got 8 Caroline Way.
Okay, this one is old business.
Okay, which means you have a board.
We have a board.
Okay.
Old Coombs Camp and Welch.
Well, only because I have this right
I
here.
know, but you two were like synchronized.
The major suggestions were, I think, actually good ones. I wasn't sure when you said them, but making the first floor windows larger. Closing in where I had the eave line, cutting short of dying into the porch so that it was, you know,
Oh,
a
yeah.
broad back kind of situation.
That looks nice, yeah.
Making the windows in the gables smaller.
Yeah.
Changing the roof pitch on the sheds and the first floor elements to a 5 so they came up higher. And took up more wall space, so to speak.
Yep.
And we're changing the color of the trim to cliffside gray.
Not that I care, but what is cliffside gray?
It's a lighter gray
Okay.
than Quaker,
Darker than platinum, but lighter than Quaker.
right,
Oh,
somewhere in
in
between.
between, okay.
And then adding grills to the doors in the rear, I think was the other suggestion.
Okay. Very good.
Nice, I think it looks great. Well, and it's like, I mean, like, the changes just really changed that a lot. I mean, it looks really much better.
Okay, thank you. Diane?
It looks good. I just wondering how long is it?
The whole building?
Yeah,
The whole building itself is
Really
68.
68?
Yeah. But the roof line, if that's what you're concerned about, is,
Well, it's broken up, so it's gotta be less
7
than...
is 37.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering because it's from looking at it and the sidelines, it goes pretty much from sideline to sideline,
What's that?
the house,
Oh, yeah, it's a very narrow,
piece of land.
yeah.
So, but if they're not going to do much with the surrounding land, you won't be aware so much of what the sidelines are. So
Exactly.
it'll be all right.
So I think that was everything, actually, although we might come back for natural to weather trim, but I assume that will be an easy.
Oh, that'll be a
Consent.
Yeah. How about you, Steve?
I'm ready to make a motion.
You good? Okay.
Oh, what about, actually, maybe you could center that front door on that, under the gable there. I didn't think you could. How come we didn't center this front door under that window there?
Because we really, it will walk right into the staircase. If you look at the first floor plan,
Yeah,
Oh,
you're looking at the back.
snap.
Oh,
isn't this the
Oh,
front?
right.
Cantilever.
Maybe you lose your foyer.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay. Continue, Steve.
Okay, so
Motion
Stephen
approved
has...
is submitted.
Right. All those in favor of Stephen's motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Okay.
It only took me 3 weeks to get there.
Yeah, wow, that was, quite a delay.
I have the old house.
All right, you guys are up.
The old house. It's on the left
It's
now.
getting dismantled and shipped to Mr. Snyderman, who lives in
Oh,
Canada,
yeah, that's
who
right,
owns the
yeah.
house.
That's so funny.
I think that's great.
The
Yeah.
house that is moving
I mean, it's got to
on.
cost him a fortune.
It is, but he got 7 million for the lot in that little shack, so.
Yeah, but
Wow.
to spend that 7 million on
Welcome.
moving the house.
How you doing?
Two Harbor View.
It's just at that beach Sunday morning.
I didn't spend $7 million on a house, believe me.
It's nice inside.
I would have built a
Yeah.
whole.
Kind of Japanesey.
Solved our shyless problems first.
Becky didn't take that.
This has been moving before.
On the
Okay.
spot.
So we have a board?
We do.
Okay.
Cole, Coombs, McLaughlin, Camp, and Oliver.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Steven?
Can you remind us where we...
This and
Oh,
out.
the side of the house.
No.
This is the side of the house?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, go.
So, Terry, I'm Ben Norman from Milton Roll Associates. Mark Familio, Faniglo.
You look familiar. That'll go get
I have to say, last time I was here, it was this young man's birthday, and I had sheet cake. It was for something else. It was your birthday last time I was here, and they brought you a sheet cake.
There's that
Oh.
Yeah, I was very impressed by that.
Yeah.
And I said, that HTC, there's nothing wrong with that group, they're great people, and they brought him a sheet cake.
I go, we're coming up in a couple weeks.
You picked us on the one good night.
That's what everybody said.
85.
Getting some exercise.
Probably a shot.
Yeah, sorry.
It's good for my hips.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Enough of my me.
The reason why not.
Okay.
All right, so
I remember.
West elevation.
Yeah. Everybody listening?
Ready for a quick presentation?
Okay, here we go.
So, yeah, we came in for a new business meeting with the, really focusing on the east elevation, where we were trying to, as we're in construction here, we're obviously seeing a beautiful view of the east.
Yeah.
So we were trying to get more glazing towards the harbor. And it was during that kind of process of application and processing that we also came to the thought that presenting a porch on the west elevation towards North Beach Street was a way to kind of invite that house more into the neighborhood rather than kind of show its kind of unattractive side towards the town. So we kind of took your comments about the east elevation, but kind of held off to now get this porch involved in this application as well. So now we're here tonight to kind of review everything. Happy to hear your feedback.
So from the last time that you brought it in, I don't see any changes to the east.
No, so we wanted to get all the paperwork in order so that the west elevation with the porch, and now the east now we're reviewing everything that we want to talk about.
Okay.
So we didn't make any changes other than adding this porch that we wanted to include in this application. So we have heard feedback on the east.
Yeah.
We are still, interested in trying to get as much glazing there as possible. Last time we met, we talked about not going to a gang window, but a large single window instead. So
On the second floor.
yeah, we're talking about the second floor.
Right, I remember that.
The east faces
The
to the
harbor.
harbor.
Yes. Well, there's a neighbor right there, and there's a
Right.
brand new garage that we're building. But
But-
yes, it is the harbor side of the house.
All right,
Okay.
I have the thing.
So a certain amount of this is gonna be reiteration
Right.
of the east, but then the west, that was when you pulled out the little vest pocket thing, right? And said, what would you guys think about pulling the porch around, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to kind of, get that conversation started.
You ready? Okay, go ahead.
Majority of what I see is basically approvable, with an exception, as usual. On the south elevation, page 4, no, it's not page 4. Yeah, page 4, south elevation. I find that the B and the A doors are different, and the Dutch door is not appropriate for this style of house. You can manage to change the door to a 6-panel, that'll highlight the front door, and leave the other one to separate it from the kitchen door, or put something else there. But this has to be replaced. And
Well, this door is actually like
Oh, that
40 feet back. Yeah,
That's 40 feet back, the other one.
It's
It's not showing well. It's not.
yeah, that
This
door
here
is
is
much
back
recessed.
40 feet on
That's
the
like
end
back
of
here.
that.
Yeah, it's
On
not
the-
right
That's a
there.
good point. It's not right
They
there.
look like they're right next to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's back here. This one's here around the corner.
right? Okay, then this one should be changed. Get rid of
No,
that.
I said, look, can we do a Dutch door, because I grew up with a Dutch
think
door. That's
you
the
might.
only reason I did it, to be honest with you. And
Well, we
he
don't
says,
wanna
well, I don't know what they'll say. I
Well,
said,
wait till you
We don't
get
wanna
here,
mess up the
everybody.
neighborhood.
I know, everybody will want Dutch
There's
doors.
something in there that shouldn't be there, you know?
I'm with you, I just thought they were.
I think that's mine is there.
Yeah.
I think
It's just all this here is another one next door.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
So John, your one comment is on the Dutch door, correct?
Dutch door, yes.
Okay,
Change
on the
Dutch door to
south
a
elevation.
6-panel, no?
Diane?
And the other one,
Okay,
Oh,
somebody else decide what to do with it.
All right.
Yep.
On the, what happened to our next one? On the east elevation, I would very much like the windows on the second floor not to be mulled. They're crowded in there. They don't do the house any favor of being there.
I
I
agree
think
with
you'll do just as well to have just single things. You can see out, that's what I would appreciate. I don't know whether on the third floor you would
Don't come down the road.
not do well to have a single French door there rather than the double. If you're going to have people come out and sit on the deck, or if it's a viewing thing, then that is something else. I haven't seen that view from
You know
the
what it is?
tippity
It's
top
light too
floor.
into that space.
I used to go and see Ann Mira all the time,
Yeah, right up the
and
street.
so I've seen it from her house, but, that was my two objections. What's going to be, your front door is going to be on the west,
On Harbor View.
on Harbor View, so it's going to be south. I don't have any objection to a Dutch door.
That is the front door.
That's the front door.
Yeah, okay. Go on.
Yeah, I think Dutch doors are fine, and I think in the bed and breakfast they are welcoming with top half open so they can see in as they arrive. And I don't think of Dutch doors so much being to follow the architecture of the house in this particular instance, because the architecture is not that, demanding.
Well-defined.
Yeah,
Being generous.
but it's a fun house which has been there.
Yeah.
So that has its point. And those are the suggestions that I would make.
Thank you very much, Diane. Val?
I think I'm okay with the Dutch door too. I'm okay with the porch. I do agree with Diane that the mulled windows on the second floor just make it extraordinarily busy with the two decks with all the railing. Something should be simplified. Yeah. Maybe you could do the deck like you have in the front that's partially shingled, and that would mitigate some of the busyness, I don't know. But if you just get rid of one of the windows, I think that would help and spread them out. And then on the second floor, I know you want more light up there, but again, I think that's lending itself to making it seem sort of heavy. If that was one door and maybe two little unique windows to the side or something.
I think that's great.
That was a second floor comment, right?
Third.
But it's a
Third.
third
Oh, that was
floor,
a
she
third.
means.
Oh,
So
okay,
making
yeah,
one
yeah.
door and then, you
Yeah, I
have
got it.
these,
Two little,
Yeah.
like two over
Understood.
twos.
Okay.
but that was it.
Okay. How about you, Abby?
Yeah, I think that was my only comment. I'm okay with the Dutch door. I'm okay with I'm okay with the ganged windows, but if you wanted to do just one on either side. But my objection on the third floor is that these panes become very elongated because
Because they're narrow.
narrower. But I was wondering if you couldn't take one of these twos, the same dimension of the twos, and bring that paneling up to meet it, so it just looks like two windows, and underneath it would be panels.
Can I make a quick comment before chairs out? Just to...
It is, but you're gonna say that they won't fit that way.
No,
I
that's
just
not my comment.
measured
That's
it.
not my comment.
Okay, they won't.
No.
I just mentioned it, they do.
No, you can't take these two and move them up there.
Yeah, but look, there's
Or that he would have made them that wide.
5.5,
Can I make?
5.5.
I think this will help.
Let's listen.
Yes, you
Oh,
go.
sorry.
So if you look at the as-built here on the sheet to the far left of the page,
Yeah.
you'll see that originally it had they had a mold window up there.
Yeah.
That's what
Correct.
was there for 100 years.
Right.
The French door and that mold unit are really similar in glass amount.
But it doesn't have the deck
Right. the
grading,
deck.
Yeah.
which gives it the heaviness
The heaviness.
to bring it down.
Okay. Well, I think that we can
Shingle
get...
the deck,
Yeah, you could do that.
then it looks like windows.
Yeah, and then it looks like windows really would. I mean,
Okay.
I think you
Have
should
we-
have the deck
Right. I mean, we have
and
this.
one
yeah, I think it's just this,
window
it's just this that we're sort
and
of
or
Have we given you enough
critiquing.
guidance?
no
Well,
deck.
I don't really have anything to add.
I live in the house you did. What? I haven't lived in a house that you did. I've never met you before.
Oh, you don't live in this house?
What's that? I don't live in here now. I'm moving in there. I'm moving out of your house. No.
How could you move out?
I gotta tell you that.
Oh, you
I don't
just
know, I
shot
love it.
yourself in the foot.
Which one?
The one that the guy from Marine Hardware had.
Which one?
The one from Marine Hardware. What's his name? You know, the two brothers.
Are you up on Chicken Hill?
Oh, no. Oh, wow, that's a great house.
It's a great house.
Yeah, I love that house.
Yeah.
You still have the bunk beds up there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah,
kids threw
yeah.
that
Oh,
in.
that house was a lot of fun. The
Yeah, I know.
fireplace is fabulous.
Oh, my God.
So, are you selling it?
No, you want to buy it?
I'll buy it.
It's a nice house.
They were
You know
great
what? It's
clients,
really-
too.
oh, they're- I know,
Oh,
I
I'm
know.
so happy to hear that you're living
No, I
there. It's
live
a
there.
really cool place.
Yeah, it is.
Are we
It's-
holding for revision?
I want to ask Ray, so
Yeah.
I'm getting, John's okay with the gang windows, Abby seems okay with the gang windows, so I've got 2 against 2.
Wait, which gang windows are we talking
On the
about?
second floor.
Oh, I was
So-
kind of hoping that you were gonna go with singles that were larger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know where your vote was, because if there was 3
Yeah,
to 2.
no, I now
It's gonna
understand.
call it.
You're never going to ask the vote before we take it.
I know.
He's hedging his bets.
I wanted to know
Yeah.
where we stood on this.
Look, Ben, you could take a 3, that looks bigger, and put a 3 on each side.
Yeah, so we're gonna go, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Is that,
So
that's
we
for the
holding
second
for-
floor? And what about
What do you
the
want
third
to do
floor?
on the 3rd floor?
I guess for the 3rd floor, if we can go back to the previous approved single door, but just with a 4-light pattern.
Yeah, if it's wider, a little wider.
Right.
Like down below.
You're
Previous approval mark sheet.
I am, I'm not kidding.
Yes.
So instead of the 12 light, you have 4
Never
light.
leaning on that door.
Yeah. Okay,
And maybe a little wide, maybe it grows a little wider so we don't have to
That's-
walk skinny.
that's fine. Yeah. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
I think that would make that east
Through
elevation.
We did a nice history of this house
Nice.
that I'm just gonna mention, it's proper called Nothing. And, you know, it was a hair salon for years. Some lady from England who was very popular that lived there in the 20s. Apparently the house was, well, it was always an interesting house, you know, as an inn. Yeah, this house. This house, yeah.
John, didn't you used to get your hair done there?
There's some lady from England. I'm not kidding.
So should we make a motion?
She was,
Yeah, through staff.
she was like the gossip central. of the
No,
town.
not me.
The hairdresser.
Yeah, hairdresser, yeah.
Son of a gun.
The hairdresser.
There was
I will.
He said there's, that house
Bigger
used to be
windows.
May I make a
hairdresser.
motion?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
To approve through staff with the east elevation, 3rd floor change to, the top floor changing to 1 door. The
Yes.
2nd floor changing the mulled windows to 1 larger size on each side of the
Correct.
deck.
Yep.
And that is the only
That's it.
changes.
Okay, so that's Val's motion. All those in favor of Val's motion?
Aye.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
We'll
Okay.
come to your
Thanks.
opening.
Thank you.
Oh, and, yeah, nice
Yeah.
work. I'm really happy to hear that you like
Did you
the
get
house.
that?
You know,
It was
it's
a
funny,
smart
it's got the
job.
old Fujitsu flat screen that he bought. I can't throw them out, they're like dinosaurs.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you doing?
It's so
You know?
funny, like the minute they move that stuff in, it's already
Oh,
outdated.
yeah.
I'll take the screens.
These are so old. I mean, they work, but they might as well be like.
They'll heat your house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he paid a
great.
fortune for
Oh,
it.
those
so
kinds of
expensive when you put
screens.
them in.
I thought you meant like a Japanese
No
screen.
expense.
Well, they are, but the
Bye. Okay.
Do you have a vote on that?
I think we do.
I think
Did
it was
John,
all
what way did he
positive.
go?
We didn't get a vote on that.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Aye.
aye.
I need to know what Johnny's voting.
He'll sign it if, I guess you need to know, right?
I'd like
Welcome.
to know.
Thank you.
Hey, John, will you up or down on that
Thank you. We'll
application?
come to your opening.
You can change the door, right?
The front door was staying a Dutch door. That was the motion.
Yes.
We were changing a bunch of other stuff.
Thank you.
It's true.
I suppose because of the door.
Okay,
He's opposed.
Okay, so he's in
That's all
the,
I wanted to know.
okay.
I'm a very stalwart Nantucketer.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mother has
You
a
never noticed
You
it.
never noticed. Okay, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Be comfortable. slow
Wrapping
down,
it
I'm
up.
watching you.
So we got a pool,
pool.
Oh, that's a pool?
Oh, has this been heard yet?
Yes.
It has been.
Well,
Okay, so
the last meeting.
well,
Paul Coombs McLaughlin Camp in Welch.
I'm not on it.
Yeah, it was at the back of the house. We discussed you can't see it.
I thought we passed this.
Yeah. I thought we
why
passed
don't you, do you recall?
John,
I actually wasn't at the meeting.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
look at the
I
front
thought we
of that.
said how nice it was tucked into the house
Yes,
and
the
everything.
fence
I
was
think
gonna
it
be
was
hidden.
Screening the
this.
privet.
I think they extended the pool fence.
You know what?
Straight edge.
That is exactly what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was all like really crisp
Right.
and we wanted it roughed up and that's
Yes.
what happened.
Oh, this is Chip Webster?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right, we wanted to soften that, because the hedge making a rectangle in this part of town, I don't even remember where it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right,
It sure can't be.
Okay.
discussion on the application. John. So what they changed was instead of having the privet just run around like this straight, they put in more rough sort of vegetation on the back because we didn't like the fact that it was all squared off in the back. So that's what they changed.
And the vegetation is...
No, they didn't change any of that. They just added a little bit of vegetation
This
here.
here.
And then they made this a little more organic than having just that privet on it.
Thank you.
Okay. So Abby has a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering what this new vegetation was going to be. Is it just going to be, isn't that out near Bishop's Rise and all that sort of off
Yeah,
Mill Point?
right across.
Yeah, so, yeah, could it be like scrub oak and sort of indigenous plants to that?
Yeah, just native plants that kind of tie into the rest of the area.
We'll just make that a part
Yeah.
of the approval,
Yeah,
that it's
sure.
indigenous vegetation.
Okay.
That's it, Abby?
Yes.
Diane?
They have gone with the pool fence the way that we did propose it last time from the, whatever that building is there, and around and into the house with those two fences and a gate. So, and the invisible fence inside the vegetation, so they're not enclosing the whole thing the way they would before. We said no privet,
Right.
no privet there. It has to be the really indigenous
Well,
stuff.
yeah, in fact, what Abby suggested is making that a condition of the
Yeah,
approval.
yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Because privet would look ridiculous out there in the midst
Way too
of the
formal.
woods. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Stephen?
Yeah, I got nothing to say.
Okay, motion to approve making the new vegetation, the natural softening of that area of vegetation indigenous to the area, like scrub oak, name me something else, blueberry bushes.
That is a very, very wordy.
Yeah.
Beach plum. Beach plums, thank you.
Arrowwood by Burnham, there's a whole bunch of them. We don't want to tie them
That they
down.
make wine out of.
Grapes.
Screened by Bartlett's
Elderberry.
Farm.
Green by Burnham.
Elderberry makes a very good screen.
Terry, did you get all that?
I can't say that I know what it looks like. It's
Sure.
embarrassing.
It's got feathery,
Sure.
if you're going to make wine out of it, it's got feathery leaves.
Indigenous.
Very dense.
I
And
know,
then it
John
has
knows, he
little
was an ace in
berries
his
that
class.
the birds love. They're
Indignant is
smaller than
good.
blueberries. They're
There you
little
go.
and they're
Oh,
really
on a
big
rack.
Can we have the next one, please?
All right,
By an
so
African safari.
we do have a motion on the table. All those in favor of Abby's motion?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and now we have a pool house.
Screened by indigenous materials.
Yeah.
And indigenous materials.
And for that, we
Indigenous.
just did all the changes.
Okay, that sounds
Should I wait for
good.
the
Same board, Sean? Can only imagine.
Sure, Paul Coombs McLaughlin Camp in Welch.
Right. Okay. Sorry, Val. So this young lady says that they made all the changes.
Yeah,
Do we
so that
believe
was
her?
the cupola corner, bring the cupola in a little bit so that the corner boards are now the window facing.
Yeah.
We got rid of the awning windows.
You don't like it?
We
I
made
love it.
the porch 2 feet smaller, so now it's an 8-foot porch.
Yeah.
I think
All
that was
sounding
it.
familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like you changed a door.
Oh yeah, we did do that. We swapped out.
I don't even remember what the issue was there.
There wasn't an issue there. We just
There
changed it.
wasn't an issue, you just changed it? Okay. Okay, what do you guys think?
I'm okay with it.
I think the structure resembles a barn and the cupola is appropriate, and I have no concerns.
Okay, thank you. John?
It doesn't resemble a barn and the cupola is inappropriate.
It's John's turn.
I know, that's what he was gonna say.
The D in HDC is not for debate.
What?
Okay.
I think so.
Can't find what I'm looking for.
Tape measure?
Here, can I give you this just for the sake of adding a couple minutes to our lives?
Come down.
We were almost out of here.
Who is this fella?
I don't know.
Come on,
Who invited him to this party?
chop, chop.
One minute.
Did he approve the
You're welcome.
Belvedere?
Sorry, John?
Yes, I find the cupola.
Yes.
You knew that was coming.
Yes,
This is not a
I
barn.
said it before you did.
And there's no,
You can't give him two things.
This one. This is something
That
else.
dormer
then
doesn't
that
help
one,
you.
all right, okay. This I find is the
Why
design
can't
basically,
the line go across? It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
location
Bell.
could be inappropriate for the style of the structure.
The cupola.
Right, cupola.
Okay.
And that's my comment. I think it should be,
So you would prefer not to see the
I don't think it's appropriate to have one on a style building.
Okay.
Doesn't quite make it in my book to be a,
Oh, okay. She said they're gonna have chickens in there, if that makes any difference to you.
Can you just call it full barn instead?
Diane,
Okay.
where are you?
I am at the north. I think the 4 windows up at the tip of the top and not without the E going all the way across at the bottom. It doesn't make any sense.
You would rather see the eave run straight across there because it would fit, rather than have it bump up like that.
Right, and I would like a
It's actually a good idea.
reduction of the windows there. It's like somebody sort of did it at the last minute, if you know.
If you just those 4 stacked windows.
TV's on.
Mm-hmm.
Jillian.
Yeah, I actually think that would certainly make it appear more
Boy,
barn-like,
that would be
Yeah.
so
having a
cool.
continuous eave
Very
across.
nice.
That would be barn.
Very pretty. I actually, I don't mind the windows up there, so.
Well, what's the pleasure of the board here? We have one member who doesn't like the cupola. I frankly,
But I didn't say I didn't like it.
I know, it's
I didn't think it was
inappropriate.
appropriate.
Hey, can I just
I
make
stand
some,
corrected, you're absolutely right.
but, can I just have note on these,
Yes.
are these little, tapered columns, every single one of them has like an inset? Is that true, or is that just
Those
a drafting
Those are
error?
chamfered columns.
Yeah, it's like a skull.
It's on purpose then?
Yeah.
You take and you sort of,
Yeah, no, I know
Easy
I know
edge, yeah.
exactly what it is. I just think it looks really a little bit over the top for like a barn structure, so I
Okay.
think simpler would be
I
better.
think we might want to go for some more revisions on this, if you don't mind.
Do we have
Really?
this thing on the,
No, we can pass this.
is,
Wait,
are we thinking to make it a little smaller,
Wait a
or, I think,
It's already made smaller.
yeah, if you're gonna have it in this type of
I have-
building, actually, I think the bigger it is, the better it is.
Yeah, they'll make us that.
Yeah,
We break that up.
I don't mind it the way it is.
I think it's the
honestly.
appropriate size.
Yeah.
But I do like your comment about running the eave across.
I
right.
think that's
And
great.
separating that dormer. And then
Yeah.
I also would agree with Abby's comment about the not chamfering those posts.
I would make that motion through staff.
Okay?
This is just a pool house, it's not, you know, supposedly.
So, would you entertain that?
Yep.
Okay, so north elevation, remove the three-quarter dormer inset make it inset to the main roof. Square the posts on the east, south, and west elevations. And I'm sorry, I know I forgot something.
No, the cupola, well, a lot of us are okay with the
Yeah,
cupola.
yeah, no, I thought
don't
that
know
was
what-
one of the, is there one of the?
No.
That was
I
it.
think you got it.
Would you repeat the last half of that, though?
Just square the posts on the east,
No camphor.
chamfer.
south, and west. No chamfer.
Chamfer.
No chamfer.
Was it on the main house?
No camphor either.
I don't think so.
No, they didn't have a porch or anything.
Oh, okay.
We're proposing one for the addition.
Okay.
That's not-
We'll send you back with a win.
All right.
We're going to remove one window from that dormer with the 4 windows, or are we leaving all 4?
They got, well, moving off.
I'm all right with it based on the fact that it's a couple hundred feet from the road, otherwise I would be.
I'm all right with it too. I liked it filled up dormer, personally.
So there's a motion on the table. All those in favor of Stephen's motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Oops, sorry.
Aye.
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 And you're opposed?
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
All right,
Okay.
Changes to it? No?
Well,
for staff.
yeah, there's a staff changes.
All right, I don't think there's.
Okay, wow, looks like we're gonna get to go home early
Approve the
here.
minutes, July
Yeah.
23 and 26.
Is everybody okay with that motion? To approve the minutes of
Yes.
the 23rd and the 26th? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's great. Anything else, John Hedden?
No, I mean, the only update you kind of touched
Okay,
on at
next
the very beginning of the meeting. We're
Tuesday.
still,
No.
trying to work on our meeting spot for
Saturday.
the future, starting September. Originally, I had been informed that this room would not be, we wouldn't be able to use this room anymore starting in
Right.
September.
Right.
I know there's some changings being made now, so hopefully within the next week, I should have a definitive answer of where,
Well,
there's been even an option that we might even be able to stay in this room.
Oh,
I'm not
wow.
quite, I mean, it's,
All right.
things are trying to be bounced around, so.
well, actually, I mean, this is benign, and I can't see why anybody would ever appeal our discussing this, but the fact of the matter is that this is not noticed. You know, I
Right.
mean,
Well, that- yeah, I was
so if we really want to discuss it, but although it sounds like there's other things that you need to investigate before we can have an informed discussion about it anyway.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
So why don't we just put that on as an agenda item for other business? And then hopefully by that time, we'll have some more answers. Is that a good
I
idea?
thought the new water company might be cool.
Well, we won't, we can't talk about it.
I know.
Yeah, we
I know.
can't talk about it, other than to say that I think that so many different venues want us.
Yeah.
We should actually get a bid.
Get a bidding
war
war.
going.
I'd like a RFP, please.
Do you know who Emily Murphy is?
Maybe not without the context. Where does she work?
Harry, do you need a ride?
Stephen Murphy.
Oh, fire chief.
Do you know who my background goes out with? Emily.
Oh.
That's how we knew.
Oh,
Somebody's hat.
motion to
Hey.
adjourn.
Whose hat?
So moved.
What kind
I
is
don't
it?
know, Masters?
Masters?
No, I have.
Masters, the golf masters?
That might be Jones.
Hey, John.
Is this your hat?
Yeah, he usually puts it in his.
Is that your hat?
Yes.
Want to copy any of these?
I took pictures of them, because I want to print them to.
When you got down to the water,
Sign
that